Ale fonsaje de. Ale fonsaje. Ale fonsaje. Ale fonsaje. Muna dabo sanka baluo. Ale fonsaje. Mbe useni dabo julalema. Ale fonsaje. Juloka man la maje. Ale fonsaje. Ni aja man la maje. Ale fonsaje. Suluo simenele da. Ale fonsaje. Useni masata. Ale alale ya mansandi ale ponsai mbaro da bodima ale ponsai mbaro da bodima ale ponsai enu mukunda da bodima ale ponsai alale bate jola ale ponsai masole bate jola ale ponsai aye gambia bondi bata kono ale ponsai imaje molu bele sewota ale ala be nyinkeraye ale ponsai maso be nyinkeraye ale ponsai usen bodanyani dobo ale ponsai dobo gae usen ale ponsai anata kombo tumami ale ponsai londo nata kulli ale ponsai okaelo adabo ale ponsai ayado kuoge gambia Kaya Mandela Ale Ponsai Mayinduru Kema Ale Ponsai Alafo Salida Bokema Ale Ponsai Adale Bate Joda Ale Ponsai Yenjilansi Sedima Ale Ponsai Ganja
Yo, assalamualaikum baringol mbal be konto mabake yuri ko man bantabani network sabolto a very late edition of current affairs show on our favorite European Live Bandaba platform on Facebook, YouTube, and in TikTok. Malcolm to Nabage. Mel joined on the three networks, and Mel Minala joined another demanding. So Kuzala right now in the UK is 9:37 p.m. in the UK right now, in 10:37 p.m. in most parts of Europe. Gambia is 8:37 p.m. there now. It's still afternoon in most parts of the United States. So the content draws you on the Labaki B because it's already late, and tomorrow is another working day. Bawon dolka doko kalen dol manke NPP Adama Barona la multi mele alon ko kodo belari bulu imang ko di problem soto dol ñun dañ de ñafé dem liggéey nga doko ken dol man lucky like Adama Barona la kafo me alon ko di paqueto le katare bulu wala na ika ridicule I control we only raised $111,000 whereas individual worker they can raise more than that. But alhamdulillah rabbil alamin tol UDP alhamdulillah we are content with what we have. Bal konton nambe mobe konton bake me al party alpha konton me Gambia me diaspora me UDP online bantaba funds on bal tinto bake Allah for the tremendous support al commending in platform wala ni naka ja wati Arsenal lama and even some of the non-UDPians mele alon ko ikatara ikanaja ndol katara palantero Palantir lamo ilal fana mbalbe kondona yamo alvela diamo mekani. So thank you for being behind the alitala palantiro to as long as alle kumul mekan. Yalla may no TikTok mbal daniel also live ni share also screen on your top so that sina ka tal men kajam bokay nuy na len ci replay banta ba see TikTok we see Facebook we see YouTube. The only platform that broadcasts simultaneously on these three networks. Tenak niyo bidu yaga. Because we have just one or two topics to cover. Good enough in the UK is already 22 minutes to 10 right now. In Europe, it's 22 minutes to 11. Obviously, Fatnya and Drame Nuinala Gambia, our contest our Nuinala. Ara Jame Bekonton, happy belated birthday to you. Yesterday was Sislala cousin Ara Jame. They will celebrate and also she graduated. But I'm also not like UDP. She graduated bachelor's degree on university. I congratulate la sister la cousin. But I samata kendos and sister from America. Nteman samata je songa bebe badi ya fazal. So I'm be condona. Nina lembo ba hava yalla suñ borom defal ñu jama ci rew mi. Ñu ngi ñaanal suñ kalifa bi Alaaji Seydou Dabo right na mu ngi America. Dégg nañ speech am speech bu baax bo xamne jaral nako America ci Seattle bi. Speech bo xamne def am mana. Ñu ko nuyu bu baax ba ci speech bi. di rafetul waxam bi di ko nuyu bu baax a baax di ko ñaanal yàlla mu gudda fan di ñaanal the entire delegation Alajes Dabo, the senior administrative secretary, Chairman Landing B Sane ak Lord Mayor Taliban Sula ñoom ñëpp ñi ngi America tay la naa nuyu di ndokkale ko waa Seattle ne Seattle fanam tentu la baake ka tenturo tamit la Chairman Bala Seydi Cissé for what was tremendous job. The diaspora call from the for really what was a tremendous success. $111,000 UDP Damalese original on a night. Cash you mentioned over $89,000. Pledges $30,000. Metin to Labaki. So definitely UK chapter executive members will tend to Labaki. We made a token donation of $550. UK executive members will Damale will contribution. The whole chapter we do it on behalf of the chapter. As a token donation from the UDP chapter, me and colleagues all tend to Labaki for that token donation. Every little helps. So that $550 also added on. UK bukateke komalankati nanata diaspora so me molbe tend to Labaki, but the entire diaspora executive mobe tend to Labaki, bemo betiata, bemo diata, atata wala so Seattle ko gachingalama, aliye Barcelona replicate. And in a video jelling and the talo je mashallah program beta ta kuke alama in Cairo Sierra United Democratic Party kono na kambe mota we are the only party that can raise that on record is able to do this. No party has done it so far. If any other party does it, we will say it, but on record. Anunga lady dole je lady ba ala idiam kendolke ako mol kamen for UDP la amanke tonyati ako ate menjeje wala nyinti ke dega molka UDP to ke ala some of our diamol ngi soto jana be play la jam we play sound bites of lady ba ngamere journalist olam thank you so much Zainab atata event onyinto ay kuma kendol for tata Facebook live ko molka UDP to be menna ako dega atema ojeje atitata jele respect zorong I also and for UDP members or we have the loyalty member United Democratic Party atemoje party to jang ko mole UDP kanule and she said very good remarks about UDP ala Facebook live so bafanan tendola back because she was one of the journalists invited to that event lega UDP party bohamna we are definitely second to none in that country when it comes to love for country, when it comes to the track record of standing by the country in the most difficult times. When Gambia was in the need for her citizens to solidarity, which party was in the forefront of the fight? Why don't you comment about that? But they always comment about UDP, Nyoya Hali, but they don't comment about UDP. You will never hear the critics reference to that. And that is dishonesty 101. When Gambia was, the Gambia don't joy, the Gambia be kumbola. Parti Jumale Lota in the forefront, United Democratic Party. Lolo wax bobu non kel mënu ko daji. Ko bëgg daji sa da nga nas sa bop. Lolo tan dinañ ko wax. So mën ngeen ñoo tour yefi trying to discredit us. We will not allow anybody to discredit United Democratic Party because the facts are out there. When Gambia was in the need for her citizens to step up to the plate to defend motherland Gambia, which political party was in the driving seat? I want that question to be answered. If anybody wants to answer that question, please answer that. Or maybe you will not, because you will not want to say it's United Democratic Party that was in it. Maybe they will say the whole Gambia. And that's dishonesty. We were in the driving seat. UDP was in the driving seat. That's why UDP got the lion's share of the victims of the TRRC, UDP supporters. Okay? And the Kalama Revolution was spearheaded by UDP supporters. The like of Sukai Dahaba, the late Sukai Dahaba, the late Nogonjai, Fatu Kamara, Baby Jele. And then Mendara NPP from Atondi Fang. Fatimata Jawara, even though she's now left us, but she was in, I cannot take that credit from her. They all fought. So these are UDP strong women. They like the fight. So if you are trying to apportion blame, when it comes to apportioning credit, then we will take the lion's share of the credit and we will skip saying that I'm not a wah bobu no do nyeneni why didn't ko wah lulu moy dega den ko wah. So thank you. We want to say salute. We want to felicitation to Alaji Ousainou Darboe and the entire leadership. Khalifa Inekasi United Democratic Party, we will want to recognize their dedicated service to the Gambia when Gambia was in a very difficult situation at the time. Suma masi ñeme ñu non ak am ñu bari ñu ci nekkon ci roni lan way tay mom affaire bi neexna so everybody can take credit. So okay, janimbedu na Lady Bala Diamoto Gambia, we have a serious problem. I wanted to take a day off today and come tomorrow. But we saw a very disturbing news from Sidin Jai, Deputy Speaker. At a coffee time be at Yamtaji, and they have started it again. And I want to bring this news alert to the Gambian. I think the audio is making round. I think this is making round in WhatsApp forums. And now we will know how many Gambians will come out to condemn Sidin Jai. Well, if they don't come out, I will condemn Sidin Jai. And I want to talk to the UDP National Executive. Ngo, they have started a dirty game again. Yadi nyineka molu kamfandi, ni molu reactor. Some people are on the platform to say these people are sensitive. Gambia, for you, doh Gambia si digger. Otherwise, we'll be in this quagmire. We'll be in this blame game. Let me ask you guys, which country you see in West Africa, even in Senegal, where the leadership is always constantly talking about tribe, ganging up tribes against one another? There is no government in West Africa that does this apart from Gambia government. Sirinjala audio mba play la janne so that I meant for Moli Amoy. This is the Deputy Speaker of Gambia. He's an official of the Gambia. He accused UDP of deploying militia. I don't know whether Sidinjai knows the definition of militia. Armed militia. I fongo. Ako mol melialan ko kido be bulu, jorangol be bulu, armed militia, ngana fo kido, because armed sekeno murotile, a sekeno fongotile, ako armed militia. Ako ye molu silandi jang anu ako ay si fula lefo. Albeni safero jalan temanda kala mola jande Sidinjale nyimfo. Ako woliye fulolu silandile anin jolal. This is tribalism. Yenenge dega leader Gambia de. Sidinjai mo ekati wahi tribalism. Badembo by force said it in 2021, and he said I have full akaya nyinkele pur barowe win. Sidinjai fela idea mo wulindi. Ako UDP ye moleta melialon ko jorangol dila kataka molu silandi ka siolu silandi ay sifula le tofo ako fulolu anin surwalu. The audio is here. I have from Indole, West Coast Radio. For Peter Gomez from Gulda Akaiko am militia. The audio is here. Another topic has started when we thought we have gone away with this. Sidinjai has started. When will this nonsense stop in the country? Government officials, instead of talking about unemployment, plight of youth, need as a radio though, when they want to challenge UDP, tribalism because they know Gambians fall for it. Some Gambians fall for it. And this is the dirty game Sidinjai have started. Same on you, Sidinjai. Because in fact, if I'm UDP, I will take you to court. Because UDP never deploy armed militia. And you have to prove and tell us who these armed militia are. Seriously, this is a serious allegation. And it should not slide. The media group and this is something that nga audio ni lamay because bring aje follow. No, I don't want to go by what the newspaper wrote. For inside Gambia lomba wala ya safe molba asiaka WhatsApp forum or safe. But nte kala file nga fenga kumol lamay. Before I jump onto the story, I said let me go and listen to the audio. Janimbe wulila asatra Sidinjai mo fo. Nte follow ngolo no Sidinjai te hanjilo follow. Sidinjai is serious allegation no fojang. Ako UDP armed militia comme jorango di molle be banko be yai kan kamol silandi ako. In fact he spoke of the past. He's talking about the 2021, but he also alluded to the present because we are trying to deal with this. I will listen to the audio here. He didn't use the word deal. I worded all I use, but we will hear from the horse's mouth and do a secondary analysis. I will open the lines so people know. This tribal discussion in Gambia, as long as this government is there, it will never go away. Let people just take a breath. Let people stop their time. Because this is working for, I said it here yesterday, because this suits Adama Barrow. Adama Barrow thinks that by injecting tribalism, that's the way NPP will win. And it's because of us, we fall for it. Gambians fall for it. Sadauda Kereba Jawarangurambi wasn't talking about tribe. Yaya Jammeh, even though he once referenced this, but then he stopped it. He didn't make it like every time. Ba dembo by force, a telephone in Diamo Mamadijan 2021, Sidin Jaifel I Diamo ni rekindle. I rekindle, I restart, because he knows that it worked for them in their favor in 2021. Hey, Gambia, let's come together and say no to this nonsensical tribalism. This is not about United Democratic Party. This is about our future generation. No official should thrive on tribe to create wedge and divide us and conquer. It's very, very sad. Gambia, the way we are directing. And this is propagated by the NPP. NPP is the most tribalistic party in the Gambia, but people are not saying that. Their leadership is thriving on tribe. Why didn't single out? Munana Sidinjay Fulol ni Surwal single out. Manama Foko, Ika Jolal Silandile. Manama Foko, Ika Mandinkul Silandile. Manana Mafoko, Sarahulol Siandile. He only said Fullers, Wallers, and orders. That's his word. We'll listen to the audio. Okay? Sad country. Yeah? Yeah, it's sad country. A very sad country. Very sad situation. Let's listen to the interview with Peter. I'm not going to play the whole audio, but I will play soundbite.
In getting people what will move this country from where it is to another level. That's why we are able today to proudly say that as a president and as a government, we have transformed this country. That Uncle Tombong Sedi and the United Democratic Party membership supporters and every other political party's members on support are benefactors of the mammoth transformation of this country. Our trajectory, our vision, our mission, our focus is on delivering services to the people. And we will not waver, we will not be distracted by emotion, by sentiment, by deception, by fallacy, and by delusional behaviors like Uncle Tombong and others are behaving.
Here's another one. Tell CD, let NPP say whatever they want to say. But one thing I know, a lot of Gambians regretted voting Barrow and UDP, understood the methods they used to steal the 2021 election, and they proved that in the subsequent elections after the presidential election in 2021 by winning in popular votes and winning all the greater Banjul areas. They will never like Dabo because they saw him as a stumbling block to get to Barrow for their own interests, because Dabo hates corruption and was trying to protect Barrow from them, but unfortunately, Barrow didn't get this and listen to them. That's why the government is full of corruption, and he can do anything, and he can't do anything about it other than promoting the same people who are accused of corruption because they are corrupted themselves.
That is not true. He can't say we are promoting or supporting people who are alleged to have been corrupt. You know, it's very unfortunate, and I want to thank him for listening. He has not voted for us, but certainly he will vote for us in 2026 elections. But what I'm saying,
with all these sentiments against him,
of course, you know, sometimes when you speak or you're right, what the eye or what you cannot deny what the eye is saying. The heart can't deny the fact. You might be behind the keyboard typing, but you have seen the truth. Barrow is incorruptible, and we are committed to fighting corruption. As I said, you know, I stated earlier on, you see, we want due process. The very people who are shouting corruption, arrest them. If Barrow would have only sit in his comfort zone.
Let me go back to the audio. I don't know whether this is the part where. Oh, hold on, guys. I'm looking at that section. I'll let it continue. I want to hear that part where he's talking about armed militia.
But it has been carried on. The National Assembly has instituted a special select committee to look into those allegations. And the Office of the Inspector General of Police is investigating those audit queries that are not inconsistent with management responses and or management letters to further ascertain what happened, what went wrong, how, and then, of course, we've been informed that some of the files have been sent into the Attorney General chambers to advise government and let them know that Parliament doesn't have prosecutorial powers, or the Office of the Auditor General doesn't have prosecutorial powers. We have complete separation of powers, the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. In the course of implementation of government services and program, and of course, spending public funds, the executive arm of government, they are subjected to audit. When they are
Ale fonsaje de. Ale fonsaje. Ale fonsaje. Ale fonsaje. Nada bosanka baluo. Ale fonsaje. Me useni dabo julalema. Ale fonsaje. Juloka manga.
Okay, guys. What I would do is I will stop the audio. I'll play the music. I'll find the relevant section of the audio. That's what I'm interested in, because this other work, to me, they are just normal political talk, talking about corruption and the good thing. I want to play the relevant sound. Just bear with me, so that Gambians can hear what Sidinja has said today on Coffee Time with Peter Gomez. Okay, another dramatization of the filthy tribal politics in the Gambia. Listen to UDP national anthem, and then we will carry on later.
Ale fonsaje de. Ale fonsaje. Ale fonsaje. Ale fonsaje. Nada bosanka baluo. Ale fonsaje. Me useni dabo julalema. Ale fonsaje. Juloka manga maje. Ale fonsaje. Ni aja manga maje. Ale fonsaje. Suluo simmeneleda. Ale fonsaje. Useni masata. Alale amansandi ale ponsai mbaro da bodima ale ponsai mbaro da bodima ale ponsai enu mukunda da bodima ale ponsai alale bate jola ale ponsai masole bate jola ale ponsai aye Gambia bondi bata kono ale ponsai maje modu bele sewota ala benyin kelaye ale bonsai manso benyin kelaye ale bonsai usen bodanyani dobo ale dobo gaye usen ale bonsai anata kombo tumami ale bonsai londo nata kulli ale bonsai okaye lo adabo ale bonsai ayado kuoge Gambia Kaya Mandela ale fonsa mayinduru kema ale fonsa ala fosalida bokema ale fonsa adale bate joda ale fonsa jilansi sedima ale fonsa kanja mane dimma ale fonsa sali suare dimale ale fonsa jari jalo dimma ale fonsa jari si sedi malem ale bonsai munaninda tata mailitu ale bonsai munatani kumbole mude ale bonsai juguna
but he conveniently ignores the fact that salaries and per capita income in those countries are significantly high and the handful budget could not be accounted for. It's ongoing. I think the Minister of Finance has done every corner
Sorry, I should have done this.
Ale fonsaje de. Ale fonsaje. Ale fonsaje. Ale fonsaje. Nada bosanka baluo. Ale fonsaje. Me useni dabo julalema. Ale fonsaje. Juloka manga maje. Ale fonsaje. Ni aja manga maje. Ale fonsaje. Suluo simmeneleda. Ale fonsaje. Useni masata. Ale fonsaje. Alale amansandi. Ale fonsaje. Mbaro da bodima. Ale fonsaje. Mbaro da bodima. Ale fonsaje. Enu mukunda da bodima. Ale fonsaje. Alale bate jola. Ale fonsaje. Masole bate jola. Ale fonsaje. Aye Gambia bondi bata kono. Ale fonsaje. Maje modu bele sewota. Ale fonsaje. Ala benyin kelaye. Ale fonsaje. Manso benyin kelaye. Ale fonsaje. Usen bodanyani dobo. Ale fonsaje. Dobo gaye usen. Ale fonsaje. Anata kombo tumami. Ale fonsaje. Londo nata kulli. Ale fonsaje. Wokaelo adabo. Ayadoku oge Gambia Gambia kai Mandela. Mayinduru kema. Alafo salida bokema.
They have not prioritized.
Okay, guys, what I will do, I will let the audio play. Probably we'll come to the relevant section because
the interest of the Gambian people.
I think it's in this second audio. Let's keep listening.
Apologize to Gambian and promise that in the event that until doomsday, because they will never be the majority again in parliament, but he should apologize to say that it is correct. We were the majority in parliament. Wallahi, luma wa hamne lolu out. Tomong said what I'm saying is
but they lost the majority going into the vote on the constitution because at least 8 of them had been expelled from the party.
It's not true. They were all UDP. Why did they expel them from their party? Why?
Because they had aligned themselves with President Barrow's agenda.
Don't mind Tombong. He cannot play with the intelligence mind. He can't play with my mind. He can't play with the mind of 7 years old Gambians. Nanyuwa, Lumawa, Fenla, Nadu Fen.
And that's what he says.
Lumawa, Fenla, Nadu Fen. No nekon majority in parliament. Na change na upper limit be pursue ANM Useno Dabo, na change ko. Wallahi change nanko. Wallahi, and no, they were in the majority or they were not in majority. Wallahi, they were the majority. But me, I don't want to belabor on that fallacious and that enormous statement from Uncle Tombong Sedi. I want to tell him, he talks about the capital, whatever, from the other country. I want to thank him for acknowledging the increment of salaries. We have never, and we will never say that the economy of the Gambia is equal to the economy of the United States. We will never say that. We have never said that. We want to be clear. We want to tell him that despite the fact that we have no natural resources, we are judiciously and prudently making best use of our resources to advancement of the welfare of the Gambian people, which he cannot deny, which he is a benefactor. I want him to tell us, has been a mouthpiece of the United Democratic Party. What have they done in this country? Besides having a militia armament with black
militia
going around, of course.
Militia army?
Yes, armed men. Armed men.
Oh, wow.
Going around the country claiming that Fulas, Wolof, Sarahules, Jolas, they will not get voters cards. Some of them, they are from Guinea and other countries. That is very
okay. Okay. In fact, I must apologize. He did mention Wolofs, Fulas, Sarahules, and Jolas. Albea Moil again. I will play this part again. Ako UDP, what have they done for this country beside having armed militia going around the country threatening Fulas, Wolofs, Sarahules, Jolas? This is very tactical, and he cleverly excluded Mandinkas, Manjagos, and the rest from his. Okay, this is very tactical here. Look, hey, we are no fools. This is what Gambia predicament is today. Sidinjai has just manifested this. Will every Gambian come out and condemn Sidinjai? I seriously doubt it, because maybe some people will like what he said. This is what is derailing our country. You will never hear any responsible politician in Senegal speak like this. You will never hear any responsible politician speak like this in Ghana. But because we Gambians condone this, Sidinjai should be condemned by everybody going on TikTok, Facebook, and everybody said, Sidinjai, talk about the country and don't talk about tribes. But people will not condemn this. They will take this as normal. And when we react, they said we are sensitive. You see, what I am giving guys tip of the iceberg. But because today I was on TikTok, people were just going on this nonsensical narrative that we should not have problems with everybody. Mane, can you fair ak nit? You've heard Sidinjai, and this is Sidinjai's words. I'm going to play the audio again. So we are not cooking up anything. We are not reacting. It is Adama Barrow and Sidinjai and his NPP who are propagating tribal politics. Will you hear such a statement from UDP leadership? Never. Alhaji Usainu Dabo will not talk about it. But they complain about Ajaratu Yamseko Badi Ya Fasa. But they will not condemn Sidinjai for saying this. There are people who go on TikTok and say UDP say Badi Ya Fasa. Right? You see the hypocrisy. Today Sidinjai has said this. How many people will go to TikTok and condemn Sidinjai? We are watching, we are listening. Hey, just not dig up. Because Gambia, so let me say TikTok, the common phrase now has moved from opinion to what dega. We have amna phrases we always live up with it. Bu Gambian dega opinion ken amato jama. Wax na ko li depuis struggle bi. Ku nek ne suma opinion lay wax. You don't have to say that because everybody knows you are speaking opinion. While legi the new phrases man suma dega lay wax. Ndaka na tonya le fo. But who decides what is Tonya and what is not Tonya? Who is the moral judge here? You don't have the Lancing score. You have the Quran or the Bible where Tonya is written and you own that. What is Tonya to you may not be Tonya to Sekou Sedili. Man, what I see as Tonya may not be Tonya to somebody. What they call this are subjective. But everybody what? Well, look at layer. Let's deal with facts. We cannot challenge opinions, and it is just stupid to try to challenge opinions to have debate on people's opinions. Because people's opinions will never. But facts people are entitled to their opinions, but not facts. No landewa. You are not entitled to facts. Facts is fact. What is factual? Sidinjai, NPP, I don't know what role he has in NPP executive, deputy spokesperson, who is also the deputy national speaker, went on the radio and said in 2021, UDP, then armed militia. That's a serious allegation. And I think UDP would not take this lightly. Let me not even say, I don't think UDP will let this fall on deaf ears. It was the biggest mistake to ignore this. This is a serious allegation. Sidinjai needs the burden of proof is for Sidinjai to come out and show Gambians who those armed militias are. Because what we saw was Ibrahim Deba, Bayo Sonko, going around the country monitoring the voter registration. Were they armed? They were not armed. Sidinjai needs to come out and prove which UDP supporter was armed. And this burden he has to prove in court. You make an allegation. Sidinjai has immunity in parliament, but not outside. He spoke on the radio. He didn't speak in parliament. There is no immunity here. He cannot invoke immunity. He accused UDP, the audio is here, called we deployed armed militia. And I think this should be redressed in court. And there Sidinjai faced the judge. His lawyers have to prove. Not militia. If he stopped the same militia, then, but he used armed militia. Maybe they would angle it. I know Sidinjai's English is not good. Armed militia, yange implicates a papa. Sidinjai, they would angle it. Janga mi sorry would. I'm not being disrespectful to him. Angle and be bahut. Even you can hear he was struggling the way he was. In fact, where he said the advancement, he said advancement. He didn't put the D there. He should say the advancement of the country. He just said advancement of the country. Why Angele Yambi? Fofula tolu mo mortane barona atlefisa da baroti. He's better than Barrow. But Angele Yambi is not my cup of tea. I don't even like to listen to him when he's speaking English. But that's a minute issue. That's a midget issue. That's not actually something that's like a storm in the teacup. Degan Angele or not ever, that's not the issue. He has deficiency in expressing himself in English. I know that. But he went and said armed militia. Probably he doesn't even understand the meaning of armed militia. Moi ko hamne den ko jog gannay. Whether pakala or cutlass or fetel. And this is what he's accused UDP. This is on record. Let's continue. Let's listen to it again. Okay? If the police in Gambia were doing their job, Sidinjai should have been invited for questioning. But they would not. Because Sidi Toure, they are not to call Sidinjai Kajaya. But what we can do, UDP, until Gambia and all, this is not even UDP, anybody can file this in the courts and challenge Sidinjai Prove it to us. Because number one, if UDP deployed armed militia, UDP should be banned. Let's face it, because no political party should use the law. That's criminal. If any political party deploy armed militia, that party should be banned. Hey, Gambia, let's use common sense. So why was UDP not banned? Why was UDP executive not? Why those armed people were not arrested? Why was Ibrahim Adiba not arrested? Why was Bayo Sonko not arrested? Jisinga, Gambia is a joke. If a deputy speaker can come out and make these irresponsible utterances on a radio, then we have a problem. Because Europe be free. You cannot accuse somebody of employing armed militia and policy will not act. Immediately you say somebody has deployed armed militia, angale lu settler armed, ko xamne def am weapon. That's the meaning of armed militia. Angale bobu nonu, even nit ki sax angale bi so soriwul, ni la angale ko mula, that's basic. But they will let this slide. When he uttered this in the morning, Sidinjai by now, I'm sure he's sitting comfortable in his couch, in his home, in his comfortable home in Gambia, watching maybe one of the channels, and maybe listening to me and saying this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, he's an idiot, or maybe insulting me. And they said, Nyundan mer, we're insulting. That's what he said. He used that word. But let's play the audio again.
And promise that in the event that until doomsday, because they will never be the majority again in parliament. But he should apologize to say that it is correct. We were the majority in parliament. Wallahi, luma wa hamnane lolu out. Tomong said what I'm saying is
yeah, but they lost the majority going into the vote on the constitution because at least 8 of them had been expelled from the party.
No, it's not true. They were all UDP. Why did they expel them from their party? Why?
Because they had allied themselves with President Barro's agenda, he says.
Don't mind Tombong. He cannot play with the intelligence mind. He can't play with my mind. He can't play with the mind of 7 years old Gambians. Nanyuwa, Lumawa, Fenla, that do Fen.
Fenla, Lumawa, Fenla, Sidinjai.
Lumawa, Fenla, that do Fen.
Fenla.
Majority in parliament.
Okay, let me stop here. Let me stop here. Sidinjai must be definitely delusional. And this is very sad. Kimoy, Deputy Speaker of Gambia. When the age limit was changed, UDP was intact, 31 MPs. When they changed the age limit for the judges, I think most of you here with sensible minds, rational minds, not as deluded as Sidinjai. Sidinjai is absolutely delusional saying this. Because Gambia, there are certain things you have there for Ruslu. Somebody with a dip. When the age limit was, because Madam Fatoumata Jallow Tambajam, you book called the vice president because AJMB therefore open when Barrow kept that vice presidency for Madam Fatoumata Jallow Tambajam for almost 6 months. Mansuma Baba query na lulu. Adama Barrow should not danger palace just pour change constitution. UDP amuton problem at Barrow. We had 31 MPs. Yes, we had absolute majority. But when the draft constitution, just like what Peter was trying to correct him, fake a UDP dahana. The 8 MP, so we lost the approach model. But you know what? I'm not going to waste my time. Look at Sidinjai's level. The Gambia is in a problem. Look at Sidinjai's intellect. Somebody who could not even understand the chronology of events there. When the age limit was changed, UDP had 31 MPs, and by then we could have, and this is where I blame the UDP. We should have been able to change all the laws by then. We had the numbers, we had the numerical constraint. Even the Public Order Act, we could have repealed it. Then go on a repeal. Repeal. But to bring Deputy Seo starter, your brown envelope dealer, Barrow starter ke duku, UDP ended up expelling. For Sidinjai Safuku, UDP did not expel those people because they were in the same bed with Adama Barrow and Barrow Youth Movement. But look at what he lied. He said, Luma wafinda Fenland Fenla Sidinjai. Yo yalla check question me mandina la wax ne lu nga wax te Gambia ñepp am nañ ne lu nga wax fen la draft constitution 2020 buñ ko don vote UDP amuton. That's why all our UDP members sitting there voted for the constitution, but we could not get the 75% threshold. Just like right now, you guys have the majority, you could not have the 75% threshold. Well, you know what? I'm wasting my time. ko xamne xam-xamam mi sori wut political patronage moo tax mu nekk deputy speaker dogo moo tax mu am place bi du affaire jànga bi du am affaire xam-xam kooku lii rek la mën a wax si rajo waaye yow yaa laajte ndax da nga wax fen ba fen man Seeku Seyd li na la tontu fii ne lu nga wax fen la te Gambians yu war even Peter try na to his level but to correct you but sa brain bi mënu ko understand yaa ngi tali yaa ngi cappi lii moo tax jàng dafa baax hey ni momo ko karama man kumaya wallahi ala taful alquran ko ikra ita fola Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam engel Jibril men fola kay ikra seek knowledge karama be hatale mo kana karama on the value bare ma fo karanta pale yade ni momo ko karama man important no amari yenene ni sini njay karanta num ata fankela jele fe ngoti radio to but he knows that Gambia is a country where you can go and say laughable things and fabricate lies on radio even if you're a public official and people will just take it as a normal thing. Sidi Njie wax li Angleterre fii the media will take it up him. Then go on fofu na dafa fen. Straight away they will just say that, hey, today I listened to a clip on TikTok. Maybe it's more of it. Bena journalist mi TMA of London fee. Amu look waxut. I think that video is on TikTok. Some of you have seen it. Mayor of London la don jigeni journalist la. I'm not lum ko. Journalists in Europe they ragal pour wax politicians ci dega. While Africa, for some reason, when people are in power, people are scared to tell them the truth. Because Sidi Njie publicly lied on the radio. How can anybody go and say UDP had majority when the 2020 draft was? Even this guy is not going to say that because I know he's educated. Ahmed Jite. Ni Ahmed Jite kumani jang ikaiko when the draft constitution was thrown out. Did UDP have absolute majority? Because Ahmed Jite is educated, he's not like Sidi Njie. Ahmed Jite will tell you that UDP has none. It's not rocket science, but he publicly lied on the radio. Bepare mu am fit nak. They want to luma wax degal and fen la. Man say who said li tontu na la fine lunga wax fen la. Peter Gomez the flower on wax ne lunga wax do dega. While Peter tried to push back, but you listen, but yo da nga lacce nda fen la dega man dina la wax ne da nga fen. And if you think that I'm lying, take me to court. I'm challenging you on this issue. Lumala Fenla, take me to court. I'll gladly meet you there because you lied publicly on the radio. And then continue.
But me, I don't want to be labeled on that fallacious. That enormous statement from
Ignoramus.
I want to tell him whatever from the other country. I want to thank him for acknowledging the increment of salaries. We have never and we will never say that the economy of the Gambia is equal to the economy of the United States. We will never say that.
Okay, I'll now continue in your audio.
We want to be clear. We want to tell him that despite the fact that we have no natural resources, we are judiciously and prudently making best use of our resources to advancement of the welfare of the Gambian people, which he cannot deny, which he is a benefactor. I want him to tell us, has been a mouthpiece of the United Democratic Party. What have they done in this country besides having a militia army with black
militia
going around? Of course,
militia army.
Yes, armed men.
Militia
armed men.
Yeah.
Going around the country claiming that Fulas, Wolof, Sarahules, Jolas, they will not get voters cards. Some of them they are from Guinea and other countries. That is very barbaric. It's outdated. We are clamping down on that. We are invested in getting people what will move this country.
Okay, I think the audio is hard, loud and clear. To ñep dégg nañ li moo tax la Seeku Seyd di kamale la Sidi Njie la ako what has UDP done for Gambia besides having militia armed militia going around the country trying to deny Fulas, Wolofs, Jolas, and Sarahule from having voters cards. These are Sidi Njie's words. And now, Mother Gambia, TikTok Republic. We wait for your analysis on this issue. I am talking about the objective-minded Gambians, because every Gambian should condemn this statement, because this is propagating tribalism. This is what we are trying to fight against, but it's coming from our public officials. And look what, if a UDP official has said it today, Facebook will be on UDP. But NPP has been doing this nasty politics time and time again, and people don't condemn NPP for it. This is what I cannot understand. Badembo Vifor started in 2021. No, apart from us in UDP and few people, greater good of Gambians ignored his statement. Today, most likely they're going to ignore Sidinja's statement as well. But Bantaba, we are trying to expose this. And this is tribalism. Like, I have got guests on Bantaba. I will listen to people. Sane Balan is here, Dr. J is here, and other people. So let's start with Madam Sane.
Hello, assalamu alaikum. For this event and also the rest of this matter, I was equally shocked as well. Hello?
No, somebody is talking. This is what somebody is talking. And please, Mal Daniela, now join TikTok or I'll mute. I don't like to interfere, but people come in and they don't get muted. Okay, so thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Madam Sane.
Platform. Just yesterday in South Africa, and then at the But as I said, this is not going to be an easy way for us.
Yeah.
At the Sonia, we have to really continue to buckle. That's the only way this solution would get solved.
Yes.
Because last time, we kept on ignoring, we kept on not fighting back, we kept on ignoring the fact that Nyamanta can anything, and then it costed the entire nation.
Yeah.
Now, this time round, Sidinjai, first of all, Jamal is Sidinjai. Number one, he's a 40-year-old who has no clue about the entire nation.
Yeah.
How to run a government from Amalo.
Yeah.
Because ala profile tells everybody.
Yeah.
Now after alta Wikipedia, ayala profile GB. He has never been elected in any role. He was a complete Jamme enabler.
Yeah.
Atata can nominate from one to the other. He's never been the choice.
Because he has no talent, he has no skill. That's all he can do.
It. So I tell you, enable you dogo 5 plus or so. About dogo still. Even about a country into Nyanija, he couldn't even get votes there. 411.
Yeah.
He turned out to be 4th position.
Yeah.
From that election. So Abemunele all the time is to gain places and positions. If at all anybody who knows what Jammeh has been doing and the atrocities he's caused to our nation, Jammeh and Jammeh's enablers all continue to come and talk in our radio stations with Sirim by Jibela. It is a sad country. And Tamale, of course, is this borough. Who we believed and thought that he would have been there for 3 years and leave us and Nanapanko Sambanyola. Audacity Sotola. Kanaka see Gambian or Nyalantino Kade Fania Burutula Mimbekote. It is a defamation because I come in for Fanialo. Nyantanga Funtinanga Fire I retrieve.
Oh, yeah, Nasamba court.
And as a position of deputy speaker, he is not above the law. He has no immunity to be in front of the court. He stood there as sitting there, and he should have been responsible in the information I named thinking coffee time. If he then decided to provide a misinformation, either he retracts that information or action against it. That's it. Because Yalon Koku Dandulale Bala.
True.
You cannot provide such discriminatory words. Secondly, Fanangeta, Fanial for Kafuga UDP, they have armed men. Are we even allowed to have gun with us?
No, in fact, we should have been banned. If UDP is culpable of arming people.
My license to have gun. We're not America where you carry a gun on the street. We don't do that. So Amantara na laws only law-abiding citizens or who have been approved to have one can contain arms in the street. So that the other part of the country, men and women, other languages or other partners of ours will look upon us. Low let's say problem or whatever. because you do galante minke election of the 2021. Yeah, don't know this time round, they the same to scrutinize every vote.
Yeah.
If they want to start so that they'll put that sense in people's mind. If we move than the told Manke Gambia do but this has to stop because Minke Dimo was a jammy enabler. We didn't jam me borta and I jam atata jam for months and months.
Yeah.
For what I he has no way to go, and I have fun doing the Birafata. I APRC dom then I know barrel. Be a car focus or have done G to rate to the am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let them just not how many borrow doing coffee square.
Sweating.
Young no neck at your own cocoa, the dog and I'm so hard done G to. You're the one loyalty. More letting. These people are they human beings. You said you were loyal to Germany some while ago. And then Barrow cannot be, swayed in Gambia. Seconds after, you said you regretted everything you've done in Jamle's regime. You know what who should sit in front of us? It is really, really, really demoralizing and very sad that we call ourselves Gambians. And we should all condemn it, no matter where and how it takes us. Because as a position of that nature, a deputy speaker of that type, no wonder Alamol Gafai, which school of thought did you attend? Because it's embarrassing and the position he has among he doesn't have it. He doesn't have the skill or the knowledge to do it. I do not know so to Kanaka rhetoric, misinformation or providers. All they do.
Thank you, Madam Sane. Thank you, Madam Sane. Now let me go to Dr. J, and before I go to Bambas. Dr. J, welcome to Bantaba. My lovely, my amazing sister.
Thank you, Mr. Sidley.
How are you?
It's always a pleasure to see you.
Yo, yeah, is my sister. You can do my sister. Yo, yeah, is my sister.
Mom. Sorry, I hope Nene did any noise.
No, you are not. You're okay.
Okay, thank you. Because someone just a post maybe about an hour ago, and I was just boiling and fuming, and then I guess TikTok is spying on me because I was so mad. And right on my click and I joined.
Yeah.
Mr. Sadili, I think the Gambians, every single Gambian and every single political party, opposition party, and leaders, need to come out and denounce this.
Yeah.
Because Limo creates, we are playing with it. We're playing with fire, and this fool is playing with fire, and he doesn't know it.
Yeah.
Gambians, you know what to denounce me because we know it's a lie, and it shouldn't be something like happening in your top because Satan. UDP worrying because Satan. Ben Gambian, Ben Domi Gambian, that UDP, that Bokolo UDP should not sit back and watch because we've been doing that for so long, for so many years.
Yeah.
Madam Sane, the fact that talk like you all need your hand, they are so useless. You're neck on the double si jam, you will not allow you to your neck house. No rek mungia one Gambians, you bank of it like.
Yeah.
We aim for so high, but our actions are so low that it is sad.
Yeah.
Because far back at the Tombon Jata, key Mr. Yabi, can Warling want to allow us, put your neck as a house, walk Malanga and your a speaker.
Yeah.
Go have the wood, put your Gambians, yep. And I go have to Gambians, yep. Cook Mumuna and your one, Mutok, the new one nonsense, you talk the Kodeko, Newton Faulkner. It is our fault for the fact that you need to talk on this Satan, when you want to say house, we need neck a speaker or deputy speaker or some kind of a crap. Because Niko hamne daf de pen koku du jombale bopam dara wata pen la yalla pen la dina sip because ki pen koku du am rusukay du am lu mo bañ du am lu mo ragal koku moy muna sacca koku moy muna ndialo koku moy muna def lepp lo xamne doom adama daf ko wara aramal jombale bopam because the fact that ki mu ngi am the audacity just because da nga bëgg position nga mëna ñëw di wax yena fa sañi cadre yi man koku do mënu ma ko faata mënu ma accept that individual and I think man if I was in the Gambia right now I probably would have been one of those people that Because I would not keep my mouth shut. I would speak because this is a disgrace to our society because we know what he's saying is a lie.
Yeah.
And if you know somebody is lying and you do nothing about it, you are equivalent to that person.
But Dr. J, I want to ask you, what is your reaction to when he in a very nasty way said UDP had this militia to deny Fullers, Woloffs, Jolas, and Sarahule. He picked out 4 tribes, but cleverly did not even mention anything about Mandinkas. So was UDP not denying Mandinkas to vote as well? Was that?
No, because the notion being implied why Lyndon pass around. Dema wax na ko pona sane move forward. Si life be Chilean.
Yeah.
You know, we are in a very sad country.
Yeah.
Danga gis ñi nga xamne sen bay soseleng, sen yaay soseleng, sen mam soseleng during the last election. Man, because most people don't know who I am. They just come and speak, just hoping that dinañ ma mëna manipulate.
Yeah.
But I'm not the person that you can manipulate. I am not the person that would just take something like that. Dema wax na len ko mena amna nit ñoo xamne ne ak bay yep soseleng. ñoo ñëw dima wax how ne UDP they were tribalists suñ jëdé réew mi ben lakakat du nekk si beneen lakakat du nekk si réew boobu noonu because dañoo daaxay ñëpp. And these are people ñoo xam ne bés ma génnoon ma wax ko seen tur yi fii yéen ñëpp dañu ñoo dab seen lam seen gémmiñ.
Wow.
Loolu mënta nekk. Yes, and that is the same idea li ñoo game la ñoo play because play nañ ko before.
In 2021, yeah.
They're tribalists. That is what they're trying to do. And even, okay, it cannot be such a coincidence. Ne, yaa ngi am 2 artists. Benn artist bi ñëw di claim ne ñoom dañ ko yeneen xeet yi soo see dañ ko dee against, okay, dañ ko dee discriminate. And then balaa ñoo wax 1 week, this person comes out. Man, I think deeper. I'm not trying to say ne that guy that said that has anything to do with the government. But the government is trying to seize opportunity.
Yes.
So having some kind of a weakness.
Capitalize on it. Yeah.
Okay. And that is not a joke.
Yeah.
It is not a joke to bring tribalism in that country. It is not a joke. In the here. Because imagine now, you're UDP, you get I Ghana do. Ne dañoo bëgguñ soofee bëgguñ olof yi ak pël yi ak saraxule yi. What do you think when people see UDP dem pour campaign like pour ne make sure ne seen ñoom seen nit ñi ñu ngee dem uti seen voters card? How do you think those people will feel? Because there are people that don't think deep.
Yeah.
There are people that they take everything surface value.
Yeah.
So, we need to sanction these people.
Yeah.
What to do UDP, right?
That is the point. But unfortunately, Doctor, he's just a few people. We are already divided, Doctor. It's very sad we are divided.
Because I don't belong to any political party.
You are independent. Yeah.
And I am for the Gambia. And anything that I see that is going to destroy the Gambia, I have to stand for it.
Yeah.
Because I cannot sit back and watch and say nothing and do nothing when I know that these people are lying and what they're doing is just to manipulate the people so they can win votes.
Yeah.
You cannot manipulate the people and bring such a criminal act just to win votes.
Yeah.
Because you're nit ñi nga fa nekkal.
Exactly.
The NPP nit ñi lañ fa nekkal. Ñoom buñ gisee ne UDP ñu ngi def lu mel noonu. Why didn't they put them? Why didn't they arrest them?
Arrest them.
Why
exactly.
didn't they do the right thing?
Exactly.
That tells you that they are lying.
Yes.
Why couldn't they arrest them? How can you tell me that yo ya amé loi bi sa loxo nga gis nit ko amé fetal muy dem di attaque nit yow defuloo ci dara kon yow yaay ki nga xamné yow yaay bandi
foog naa fu may daaneel rek
te yow nga ne yow ñun suñ wér gu yaram suñ freedom
fu ma bëgg a yokka si wax bi if
suñ freedom si seen loxo la nekk
Go on. I think you're breaking a bit, but
Go ahead.
No. What I wanted to add is, if the Wolofs and the Fullers and the Jolas, I'm just quoting the tribes he mentioned. Okay, I'm just saying that out. I'm still analyzing. Ñooñu tamit war nañoo xalaat ñu laaj Sidi Njie, when you are in government, I don't know about is in government, you just need UDP armed militia to stop us. Why didn't you arrest UDP? I think that is what a sensible question that all these tribes should ask. Why didn't you arrest UDP? You saw them with armed militia trying to stop us, but none of them is arrested. I think that's the question that every Gambian should ask the government of the Gambia.
Exactly. Lola don't want money. Bu dee ne ñoom ñoo amee réew mi. te ñoom ñoo am amee suñ kaaraange. right ñoom ñoo war a amee suñ safety. yow nga gis ñu xam ne dañ ñoo di toocoo indil ay fetal yow nga toog ñu seetaan kon ñooñu yow yaa leen gën a yées.
Exactly.
UDP amuñ suñ kaaraange. UDP amuñ ay police. UDP amuñ ay soldat. yéen Adama Barrow NPP ñi jiite NPP réew mi ñi ko jiite yéen Adama Barrow ak yow Mr Njie yéen a amee suñ kaaraange. kon soo leen toogee di seetaan ñeneen di ñëw di ñu noot ñooñu noot yéen a ñu noot.
Exactly. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you for that brilliant analysis. Saline Bange break now. You haven't internet be, I think that because you get dry, but I think we got the message. Thank you so much. I think Bambas is next. Bambas?
Yeah, basically, thank you so very much. Baraka bage, you kontom bage, na panelist be kontom. Dr. J. Jeff Mionala, Sister Lady, Fabjai, and Fatu, and we use another level line. Yeah, longer than they control. I brought a little after just two things like for number one, this narrative for UDP, when we had the majority, we changed that age limit. It's a false narrative. That age limit was changed by the previous National Assembly before UDP even got this MPs coming in, because this law was scrapped on Tuesday, 1st of March 2017. That is when that law was scrapped. And the National Assembly elections was held on the 6th of April 2017. So that law wasn't scrapped by the UDP MPs. It is false. It is totally false. And unfortunately, most of us fell for it, even myself. Before I did this research, I used to say that, it was our MPs that changed that law. And in fact, I was against it. But somebody gave me a heads up to say, look, you guys always said that, your MPs changed that law, but your MPs did not actually change that law. That law was changed by the previous National Assembly members before the 2017 National Assembly elections. So it is totally misleading, and I know these people are relying on it to score political point. But that law wasn't scrapped by the UDP MPs. It was scrapped by the previous National Assembly members on this 1st of March. In fact, it was on Tuesday, 2017. Then the National Assembly election was held on the 6th of April. So it is totally misleading. The UDP did not change that age limit. Okay. For Sidi Njie, unfortunately, Sidi Njie is Sidi Njie again. The Sidi Njie that we all know. The Dogo Sidi Njie. The Sidi Njie who has no iota of integrity in him. The Sidi Njie that has no iota of ethics or values in him. Someone who doesn't believe in anything apart from, being a dogo person behind a president or leaders just to survive. And you people, you rightly analyze, or in fact, you said, you just nailed it down. Because that's the real question that everybody should ask yourself. If UDP were violating people with arms, it was their duty to stop the UDP if at all that was really happening. But you see, this is how they keep on misleading the Gambians. And unfortunately, some of our peoples don't realize this. Because if somebody tells you that, somebody in power with all the authorities, is coming to you complaining that someone else is attacking you with weapons, and that person is in charge of your security, the first question should be, why didn't you stop this person? Why didn't you stop him? That is what everybody should ask. But unfortunately, some people fall for it. Oh, UDP, then arrogant, UDP, then nothing. They fall for it. But here, they are playing with your mind. They are playing with your mind. And it's the same game, 2021, the same game that they played on you, they are actually repeating the same game. Are you going to fall for it again, Gambians?
Okay, Bambas, you are absolutely right. Just on record, I think this is going to clear it out, because I hear it in a lot of TikTok lives when they criticize UDP. You're absolutely spot on. That amendment was done by the Gambian-dominated National Assembly. I'm just reading African News here. Say Gambian Parliament still remains dominated by former President Jammeh's Alliance for Patriotic Reorientation and Construction. So they amended the age limit, and when after newly elected Adama Barrow faced questions over his deputy's eligibility due to her age. So the new change was not done by the UDP-dominated National Assembly. You're actually spot on. So this is on record. So Mel Baker, UDP accused, you better apologize to us. UDP and National Assembly did not amend the age limit law, and it was done by the APRC-led National Assembly just after Adama Barrow won the elections. Thank you, Bambas. Thank you
so very much for confirming that. Thank you so very much for giving me the floor. Thank you.
That's a very important decision. Janinkata Fanjai, then I think the other people. Bamba se for jam because nkanye moy TikTok jamaleto, and it's very tuntolo UDP nkolo nyale nye moy any platform that allow for ko manke tonyadi. Bring Fatimata Jallow Tambajang among HC. UDP la deputy will mani law falling. According to All African News, I just Googled it, bring Bamba Siafo. It was done by a National Assembly that was dominated by the APRC. Bring Adam Barrow election will win. Adam Barrow after Fatimata Jallow Tambajang, Samba National Assembly, because that time Jammeh lost elections. So the Jamela APRC they just supported the government and changed the laws. Thank you. So let's go to Fanjai.
Hello, salam alaikum, Sehu.
Wa alaikum salam.
Nakangon, Sehu.
Alhamdulillah.
Fima buga start ya moy fu Bambas wache wahambi affaire age limit be.
Yeah.
Suma fatele ko my fati moko yobu si parliament be.
My fati la.
Yeah, then them si ala part haune ni nyunge intimidate MP APRC.
Yeah.
Mange fatele ko lolo. My moko yobu parliament.
Yeah, my fati moko yobu lola ni binda sa.
My moko yobu. Manko fatele ko. Time bobu no UDP ne pun for one.
Yeah.
It's mom seeding ya mum for one. Why yange gis munge social UDP.
Yeah.
Come yanko badabo nimko wa he one la. Muna 2021 muna UDP la nyo wor di wane 5 point agenda. Muna nyi nyunge wor di social UDP ne ku di bong sen wahi. Di nyi di gom lingwa. Tululu degala.
Yeah.
Mota tasting on my mobile message affaire wa isiri njay bi. UDP fumne kani borun de wane li hamna nya da fafen. Yo hamna na da fafen wa hinna kenan hamuna da fafen.
Yeah.
Understand that. So fofu lañ wara taw fumne kani. So guy because ñom very rare pour ñi wax dega. From nga starté ci Adama Barrow be ci last member partem. Pour ñu wax dëgga loolu xanaa nga génne sara Seehu li ma wax nii li Yankuba Dabo wax léegi foofu noonu lañ war a taxaw understand nga lu ñu wax ñu génn si tànga bi ñu dibon ko ñu wax Gambian si dëgga man dama foog ne sa after bi xëy na Peter beneen UDP yam buy dem si Kofi Sow dafa war a ekkati wax bi clear wax bi dafa de wax Sidi wax Pitane ko Sidi Njaay dafa laaj nga dafa waxu dëgga nda wax na dëgga dama ko wax ne waxu dëgga age limit bi it's not about to say no Dabo age limit bi wasn't changed when UDP is in parliament. Yeah, age limit was changed when APRC.
Yeah, it was changed when APR was in power. Yeah,
parliament was there. Man dama buga li mu clear. Gis na Yankuba Dabo li mu wax rek step bobu la ñoo jël Seehu. Luñ wax ñu gëna tontu leen ba pare wax Gambia ni dëgga foog naa hanga laay Gambia ni foog naa dinañ dem ba xam luy dëgga ak lu nekkul dëgga because ñëpp a ngi Gambia Sidi Njaay taxaw lu su ragalu mu ne ñooñu day am fekk ana government bi
loolu moo ma si jaaxal
ku seef si dëkk boobu noonu
ana police yi
dëkk boobu noonu ne political party dafa jóg ak weapon di wut di intimidate nit ñi ana government bi but there is no government in place loolu la ko Peter war a laaj Peter tamit mu ngi mel ne nekkul Gambia man su dee man la dama laa ne la
Fanjai, you made a very important point. Peter could have said, but where was the police? Why didn't they arrest UDP?
Ana government bi.
Yeah.
Ana police.
Yeah.
Ana army. Ñu am ñuy wër si dëkk bi ak weapon.
Yeah.
Kan moo safe?
Yeah.
Kan moo safe? Hanga Peter daf ko war a laaj loolu because loolu bi moo xew Peter nekkul fenn mu ngi woon Gambia. Hanga nekk journalist tamit it's not about tamit doo laajte danga laajte sew saka soo demee danga xam ne kii lu moo wax du dëgga
sako surtout serious allegations ne diw sangam dafa am armed militia loolu is very serious
ana government bi because loolu soo xewee loolu su waree xew si dëkka boobu kan moo fa see sew kenn seefu fa moom Peter sa seefu su fekkee ne loolu la si jaay wax moom mu bàyyi loolu boobu moom si boppam
seefu Fanjai wabi ñaar la I think yes Peter could have done that but now the onus is on us UDP we take this matter forward
UDP buñ ko bàyyi ñii saa yu ñu waxee UDP dañu war a génn a wax lii la Yankuba Dabo wax te loolu mooy dëgga because it's not fen soo leen génnewutee wax dëgga bi nit ñi fen di la ñoo jàppale loolu mooy dëgga bi te ñii loolu la ñoo wee because amuñ benn agenda amuñ dara luñ wax Gambians si ñoom amuñ UDP got lots of stories to tell Gambians waaye ñii amuñ dara luñ wax Gambians si lu ñoo war a wax Gambians si dañ koo tooga rek ñu wax ko ñoom loolu rek lañ fa nekkee te xam nañ ne ku leen yóbbu ko dañoo drag code ba after 2026
Fanjai bala ma dem si yeneen yi xam nga situation bi mooy ne our situation is very sad and unfortunate. I'm not quite echo now. How much can there's an echo coming, but the family UDP is in this situation where they can play any nasty politics UDP. Only few people like Dr. J and others, Jukan and others will come out, stand in solidarity with you. The rest will just be muted about it because let's see what the general reaction will be on this. Let's see what, because when this Buruha happened, I saw them all coming out saying that why are we overreactionary, but ever. You see, these are the things that actually, this is the one, they start war. And when people, because you as a responsible official, warlord them in meetings that the two that I had, if he had said they were intimidating Gambians, that would have been fine. But why did he select Fulas, Wallace, Jolas, and Sarahule? That was tactical. And every Gambian, like Dr. J say, in fact, UDP alone should not do this condemnation. Every Gambian, bohamne, yo, dega, Gambia mola nyor. Yo, sa politics be neku yapi nafiha. Neku nedal because you have an agenda. Denga wara gaining a condemn li.
Sehu, gisna afa amyena yo hamne.
Yeah.
You want dega sen digante at yala. Then ye fogne UDP la nyo dimbele.
Wow.
Understand? Te yenay mom doy na wa de sehu
dafa garaw
ñe fokk ne UDP la ñoo dimbele yu dimbele wulo UDP digante yalla lolu nga jagal because nit ki nga gëna nga wax dega ci topa yalla la bokk sehu ba man ngeen vividly fatali bi may yobo bil bobu nonu ci parliament bi sa former colleague gëna na mu ne lolu mota gaay APRC ñi dañ dem di leen intimidate ben approve no something like that.
Yeah.
Fatele kuna lolu may moko yogo may fati.
Okay, thank you so much. I think the next person is Amifatu. I think Amifatu, you've been here for long. I think Amifatu, you are muted.
Assalamu alaikum. Say her.
Anybody?
YouTube play channel. Yana hakloba. Really taka more bella makanya. Albanyade.
Mejandro.
Ala para ka pa kyan jalaf tamen fola sidin jay. Sidinjai mang hormos to mam malosoto. Sidinjai ko tufania do no fala ko tonya fada. Sidinjai ni Adama Barrow. Gambia italia military zam Gambia. And Gambia no. Sidinjai ko mo be la ñu kante sa inde. Comme fanja ya fanya. Onda bu yen ko badabo ya folen. Ako le deti politics. Mul be be falan ba flahani and alinge jeto jilmam jilkam faman soto. But Gambia no. Gambian rule matari 100% nam 75% be ni na tay kumofu Gambian rule ko kumofu ay nyapiti ñu do mobe la so sai ni mo ni na sai kumonoring politic tactics noring for don't take politics for long alinga fintinga debunk all the time alinga kana tu bulo nyam because lafta men no nga banko tu bulo Gambian on nak ignala ina itonya for jama be ko ignala itonya few da manam ko ya fanyame few da manam binala ina to stand like solidarity with us but then the rest would be sitting on the fence because left them and all of me to go you are flanding off about bitala UDP lay dalmanta fem fola ya jan parna ke batinya kambela imatinya UDP dan mai ibatinya kambia bela because ya ara baro ba kuna kambel dundikang abalo be abolo dundikang pura make so ko 2026 ati ay sara siri min sirankan andu ni okay dawolo mudel bela dalat obu dala balaji obu toro me lala molka dabot lam fang kabin dunia fo the yan falam fang ale fang so alinga kata bang ni na rene kuma norin fo kuma me anan kaman so to fani alam na finti nga fo kale men faman so nga fo mo de dara nga make so ko 2026 beta na kato fay an mi janni oto fo janni ngata na mo men bi jenge te ma mele ala se kato so to no na fo e kato fay UDP ara baro ya fay jana na Gambia busabo ada baro Gambia nyal amang tare hanyere ay tinyaro man kanu su nyaro ning tapalaya ning bala fringa ma atlimol abang hanyo la do like and
okay abaraka fatu thank you let me go to user Jamala Woti janning kata nde idea user ite meta jannede user 231 ibe mute lede okay atemandiamu and nimandiamu then I will end up dropping you Daidi, you go ahead please.
Sadly, Abaraka, will be condemned platform or an fundamental joining things, science, and yeah, I bet actually, Bombasi, clear when was this age limit thing taken out? And I see that some people are even writing it was done for Fatmata Tambajan to be a vice president. We are all aware of it. But it's certainly, it's dangerous and very worrying right now. I think Moloya Fujane mentioned that Peter behavior towards covering Sidinjai in Diamu in allocation on in Africa like UDP. And then certainly I think UDP going forward, we need to be very careful. And UDP should not be doing business as usual. Yalong UDP in Ghana sila, steadily. Saying a tambitale puru UDP trasilaring of their steps la in that country. UDP la sila nyai la steps la wale ya sabu lose the last election ola. Nimam farm nga decision will make me yalong kwa because a very firm decision or lelti. We will find ourselves in the same position benundame last election. A whole radio station. We are saying that this person is a very educated person. It have a more interview come about whole entire section of a political party accused come of having armed men with weapons. We don't have any pushback, but just to say, really, wow. That was his reaction to that. His reaction was really, wow. You are interviewing someone.
No, he said, I'm militia. He made a statement
exactly.
Like that. Yeah.
And then let's not also forget, what time are we in? Another period. He himself have a backlash of a words that he altered. That give them the platform. That give them the starting point. Oh, okay, so imagine. If I'm imagine be attacker. Now you give us a platform. He is giving them a platform. They come to his platform. right after what is happening.
Yeah, but I just want to be fair to him here. I think they always go to his platform, even before this brouhaha. All the government officials always go to that radio anyway. Captain 22, they've always been having this regular, and UDP also goes there. Like Uncle Larry was there 2 days ago. So he invites everybody. I just want to be fair to him.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true, but not pushing back on
I agree with you that, in fact, I think somebody raised it. I agreed he could have said, okay, how come the government did not arrest this armed militia? He should have, he could have put that question forward.
Exactly. Yeah. And he didn't push back. For me, it is not enough for you to have an interview with somebody who is coming up with this, and this person is a government official or you have no pushback, no nothing. Yeah. That says a lot. And then left at the area for this to stop, UDP need to take a step.
Yeah.
And then
I agree with you.
Make an example out of
not drag her to court, because this is a serious allegation.
Example is a perfect example right now. UDP should not let this thing to slide. Example because in the election all about look, there is a lot of things that lose the election on last year. And then interview with Kerifatu. He mentioned something. I was having this conversation with some of our party officials a couple of days back. And then Kabrimba Usinu Nata interview of Kerifatula platform. I mentioned Jebo, he didn't go further. And then that is a worrying part. Sekusedili, you and I both know governments have backdoor deals everywhere. You know the West does it. You know that everywhere they do it. The fact that it doesn't come out does not mean that they don't do it. From nowhere, the Gambia government, the Batam did an application of withdrawal for a Nigerian one.
Yeah.
What was the back deal? Nobody knows the backdoor deal. But Usenia mentioned he was saying that maybe because they might agree to bring some judges from Nigeria. He lamented on different things that might be, but he doesn't know what is the back deal. You and I don't know what is the back deal. We recently see that ikata banko African banko to ika ita government jumaleje me yalon ko ita banko buli ikata African banko to ika ID card to dila mona ba mo lu sulata ID card la wolti la embassy to banko to yata. So we really do not know what that is. And then last election of winter, a lot of factors are winter do walela. Asunyata ni a lot of factors lela. That could be one of them. So right now is the time UDP need to make an example out of certain things that are happening. That way that Adama Barrow Nala ni Molu Salon ko there is no room for what they do last election into this election item. Nja Sidi Njai muka Sidi Njai la kumodiamu because Sidi Njai ni munu telephone mutalale te nyinka dusano la telephone le mutalu. That's how he come to this government. He used to pick dusano la calls. I do sano dogo I do sano dogo fadu nyi government. Somebody who can do that will do anything for any government.
True.
So sitting there, come about that phone call on the book. Kabriba audio for play. I was so annoyed. I just want that thing to go so quick because sitting there can offending for a baker.
Now question is to everybody. When will this nonsensical tribalism stop in the Gambia? And we assume of ourselves as Gambians. And this is the saddest thing. This is the only country right now in sub-region where tribal discussion is taken at the highest level. Exactly. This is very sad, and I think this should bother every Gambian. This is not about UDP. A deputy speaker going to the radio, singling out Fulas, Jolas, Wolofs, and Sarahulis. But Alhaji Hussein Dabo just mentioned Sarahulis here about Temberu, and they went after him. They wrote lengthy post. I hope Momodo Aliunjai, my friend, he said he's out of politics, but will he come out and condemn Sidinjai for what he said?
Exactly. And yellow Dr. J from I kumado for young earlier on while I was listening. Menkata, I explanation of the commanding Kadingo, me yalong kaka bama when fama manikonta for the Dr. J explained the scenario in Omari Nataya Kafai Kuni UDP winter and tried dual fund of battle. This is where the problem is. Yeah, man ninka dingolo soto le many alonko buka boka. You understand what I mean? They just, they will go through any length. But you
have a whole manke NPP la supporter just because they want Barrow to win. As a canon for now. Yalong Gambino dolby opportunity on the world, Dangondoro, Italy, fence or Barrow win, Hanatra, a jareta, a nasty allegation on life on tribe can just because it always a plaza, just like somebody like Ibrahim Silla is capable of doing that today. Mafatela, Ibrahim Silla, Nika, because he wants to remain a minister. So possibly almost if alone.
That is the danger. Well, number one problem because yalo will target yalo Dr. Bafokan, Dr. Tajela ko pak for just political difference for one day. Dr. Yajela ko yela yale bulakanan and kela yanen ko kefana. You get the point?
Yeah.
Because that is the bottom line of it. Maninga di wala munyunda ba maninga fa maninga going to somebody and scafo ko nimile bankota sido libetora la. Yale be party doesn't matter anymore because party should not be actually linked to ilesio and ibotadami. They are two different things.
Let me make a disclaimer. Let me make a rectification here. Or not even rectification. We are not bringing tribe. It is Sirinjai who brought tribe in this. Ndola Doko here is to try and react. And now UDP platforms, we were not going to waste no time. Nonsense. We will react swiftly. Okay, that's why today Narajan can react. We could have waited until tomorrow, but we will. Okay. Now UDP. I'm so we. The national executive cannot because they have to go through a process before they decide what to do, whether they're going to come out with a statement or somebody's going to speak. I'm expecting a sort of a reaction from UDP. This is such a serious allegation that it will be catastrophic for UDP to just ignore this. I don't think they would. Let's just all be ready.
I hope not.
No, they would not. They cannot ignore this. UDP cannot ignore this.
And again, going forward, my advice to UDP going forward, number one, they need to make an example out of somebody.
Yeah.
Even in tribal sentimental if UDP or if the Maninkas don't make an example out of somebody, can marry drag to court. And when I say, let me repeat, because yalo moleka mola diamol take out of contest. When I say making example out of someone, I mean making example out of someone by taking the person to the law. Yasamba to the law, Famari Alonko, I make a banyanakale, no monkey, nin tribal sentimental to stop, like UDP, Nangol, Nini UDP, accused Kuala many Alonko, in any month to stop, especially lawmakers, so many Alonko, the position of Adamo Banco, pick a whole political party accused. It will not stop. Going forward also, a platform will need radio station only. If you want to be biased, I think UDP for an executive UDP in the members or many other platform will take a diam. If platforms are going to be biased against you, stay away from those platforms. Let them just be questioning the government. Let the government people only be going there. How that will make traffic for them. Because interesting and the interest kataji, it has to be balanced.
Yeah.
But it need to quote the balance labor bias. Maybe it be bias lemon the man afe. How that is going to go for you. But I think UDP manjana sila sometimes it can stand me yalonko amni la belief manta. And anybody who is going to be biased, we are coming to election. Election ole buy UDP need to be firm. Next election or manjana kela election me yalonko. Nkatara sila ninga nyinke what will be the backlash for it. And then to sonding ko be la fanfendi ya finance ngata. We shouldn't be doing that anymore. We are the biggest opposition political party in that country. And what we had to say, people do want to listen to it.
Yeah.
Because in UDP,
thank you.
So if you're not going to be free and fair, you want to be biased, you can just interview the ones that you think it'll biasness and then how that will work for your business.
Thank you. Let me go to UDP TV online. Then after Mr. Job is also here, then Ablai Dabo is here. So UDP TV online. Gambia. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
So Jabate Nimbara.
Cool very.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah, Bakam.
One panelist on Koto, and more many along one level life to your role as science. Even to KJ in Atanyami, just quick response. Minter sitting yelling when you come. sometimes it's a UDP for them blame no because UDP can back and for me along say affect no especially in the Nyaton call.
Yeah.
Because ni kusi pa kan bita janne but ni mol malong komi way I mean play 2021 election okono and don't begin say ada katal dol lale ni mo dol discourse lale ni ala ko they are different from even mandingas ni mo jamal la katara so ngol la katara mo na understand ko mo diamo yi akira pelle mi ala ko I push back and then I tina pango yela first time ila kaka di UDP la marina tela mind came. Yeah, because mudul bije komi demo ya ko nyame exactly wol ko ila alfalle e command nta mi ko tay kam manole ya ko ni ya lon ko mo ni ko yeten exactly na alfalle en command yen sindi mo mon ding isa hakilo bi ka ke fela gamen because ni party nangam kare ni ka ke fay e ko fero fela la council foreigner so bondi ja kan sign no ni te mention the tribe ni ya lon ko wala ya ko
yeah
apparently donc avec encore do wala kaji adama la ton ko baba la to ngani ni ka anata ni na ko nyetali do but the important thing is here in siding jay ko yi UDP ngel ta fero be katala because ni la campaign of mass ye la preparation of mass la ko min ka ko nyame ni be pare in 2026 campaign ko ma ba ko no la already and ye bulol la so ko momon di nyanta kalo nyame ibe pare tango ni kama so UDP ngel ta preparation of battle especially ning tango election o min kananante imagine ka fobula MPP bulo kono ko eta ko pole set MPP e mon la mind falling ka mon la mind king ka kumol dundi mon tulo kono ka polke ka diamol ko min yalon ko dol batala nyaado nyama ko e ko ta ta fa fitiata and then nyina ko be dunna ko kono ko le ala batel
yeah
janni ni ko be bana bay right UDP nyanda kan post min nyanda ka ke nyanda ka sidin jay palle kasamba ko ka kurundu kasamba ko because you tell me along ko ni na ga give a whole radio station me along ko a deputy spokesperson in the country aita radio station or ka give one political party ye minute jang na manke ka men solta mini along ko ye jora wala sika de balo bala ita yai gambia kono ita yai gambia kono na ro ko mol threatening e pula all Sarahule and the other
Jola. I need tribe nano level.
Yeah, I need tribe nano for portraiting. You know, this is more than it's very dangerous. And come on, ala mirror. You know, ala mirror. Sitting guy laying info. And I more than a sitting guy lightly. No, I don't know sitting guy. Come against some fall island. Sitting guy with dogo sidin jay a fofunding na jareta komi ka ko UDP fo le ni mo kari fa pour itel de election ni widna nyami aba pla dalala anu asa kata fo ngay mo fa na landi mo nyaatu mo so no mbake so sidin jay la pote tano la likely is a deputy spokesperson you understand ataka ready muna to minyalon ko a senior journalist or be member ko Peter Gomez de nyami it's rather unfortunate sometimes
Peter la radio de ni wato kono dal a diamo siata bake because all these nying kaluma manel bekata for wallet
and then it's rather unfortunate nka Gambia janje the journalist it yalla ita UK jampandele ni manke UK kudile even na neighboring country yalla I focus on Senegal much back yeah last time Papa Nganjay anin akata nyaaw ñendi ñama anin pastef la moni conflict commande soto comme ay sonko advice ñango si faltay I understand that so but following tongol ni ay battle mi jas na pena you understand that so battle mi jas kay ko nte ñi nolé anywhere xam nga ñi duma sen morom man duma sen morom ñom xam nañ ci côté bu nekk ganna ba la diamo dina instant Papa Nganjay kay ko si ilmina wala ballot box orado instant aya wigge so yem journalist o jila ka contact with natela because wo bukala aka tante fay damin ko ta buka je winno so wala ne immediately journalist o nyanta ka smartly because kanin Peter ya nyini Peter ayo diamo ko damin janna ba dajini la Peter ba apply ko ite mu deputy spokesperson lati Allah atella be in power atella mata Gambia no la iko tribe sol min ko atella mata bela fu Gambia ko why police will manta will arrest.
Exactly.
Wallahi sidi ate tabla sokol. Billahi ate tabla sokol. Son fortunate unta journalist on do jibe nte malum foy ka ik man di katal la bang. Podu yinin karo ni jabiro non gende ko nda ka pujamal. Somta ka pujamal la moy ka ko min to jahani ata den tele fo be te yinin ka ite kanala no blako. Andu mbe pero kala fo mol benna jonni andu yaran journalist o pro kar recommend foy se kari mo la faka tokke hanga ala faka tambi line ola dani ala faka tiaro ke ye break anya be break la nya nyaadi ita dendila bari min karo paya kan min malo jabi no la wala min mat la ato jabi no la yalo tabi papa nga nyaay ko nyeko say ballot box do ma instant I have stop gele because na abulanu as a member of they are very arrogant at the point do ko mi yalo ko tambi la bari ko kay ko ballot box do because wala nako ballot box do miliano wala le even at the point carte fay dabido ala tanko ala konyoka ala no tanko all this time perspective. So this is very important for UDP afaham ko.
Yeah.
Tonya this is written I mold yakal I new kuyale andum abe kiro le play na election o min kana because yalon sumo na dun tela sumo kana fancy kaji min de yakal imam ko ma sometimes ni sumo mutai ka poko so min de fitaje yara fa itela kata ay na etlin ko yo atla kata lin sumo da min diara la ko muruje min diata nyilla because sin yayi
abaraga
okay.
So sorry, thank you. Mo jamare batoro. La baraka bake la SM Jabale. Thank you so much for your contribution. La baraka bake. Thank you. Okay. So I think it's Ibrahim Job next or Ablai Dabo. Ibrahim Job ite na then after Ablai Dabo. But yeah, Mandra. Okay. All right. Go ahead. There was a bit of noise coming through.
So, yo, so yalo intata na tabe mo menti wala baro na la moli yalo ni kamenke yalo information go na ni mol bakan you have to be smart.
Yeah.
Yaje bibi la ninde ka afuko seku sedli mu moja wati seku sedli mu moja wati bawo dindi mo be ko kono yaje hanatan nata bibi la nyapite kambe mbe li pakan mote bala fale because mo ya na blandi mo ko kono ko sedli mu moja wati no matter what it is akira buka ko kende ke moja wati mata man la fi molla so ninde nata bibi la nyapite kan ko ku jawo kela yala mote bala fale because ibajira ko te moja wati yaje barona la mol be nyinde keka ibe yudi pasivino lakini ibe yudi fi mutakande ko ha mo jawole mo imanda fi modolla so sinin sama lakini when we go in a tussle with them what people will see ha imanda fi modolla and yaje one thing lakini yudi fi nyande careful and more than anything else ke yudi jurol jikan fo la pour ngam fansiti aba let me tell you why. Because iman la fi moli ni la kiri moli diamo runta wala kola iman la fi moli diamo fe fen ibra fo man ko man la kiri runta wala kono je fo man bonan mali fo man bonan jine bisaw jine ko nakiri fo man ko te wol bet man ko te ni la beto but the reason they are doing all these things you mentioned that the last election we are so afraid to say hey runta wala la kiri al kanal da dum na carte faydo they planting the same seeds again.
No, but Ibrahim, I think we were not afraid. Sorry, there is a bit of noise coming through. Okay. Mamela, you'd be afraid. You remember Ibrahim Adiba and Biosong and others were Chris Cousin for Ibrahim Adiba attacked Fonyi, right? So UDP, to be fair, we were not afraid to discuss it. And in fact,
we are afraid.
How?
How? We are afraid. Yaje UDP wa campaign o be tata fa banta UDP ne ma fo lunta mo le ko la kino mo kan e dabul na carte fa ko and yaje one thing
No Ibrahim they did no
they don't.
I will tell you why. They the late Dr. Mamadou Lamin Sidat Job led a delegation to even hold on, let me finish. Let me finish. They went to visit the they went to the Senegalese High Commission on you. They went to these ambassadors and had a chat and said their citizens should not interfere in our elections. So, and I think if you want to address it, you go to the diplomatic missions and address it. So they address it maybe, but they did it in another way, didn't they?
But that's more powerful than for you to go and in a diplomatic channel to do it, through that. Let me tell you one thing. You remember you remember what Barrow said? Barrow called drag to the court to defend. Do you hear Barrow say that?
No, I don't think he said that.
No, but go and look at it.
No. What? No. Let's be fair. Let's remember. Barrow said it. What he said was, if we go to revising court, they will defend anybody. They feel that you did defend it. But I'm after going. Hold on. Let me finish. And I think the audience. Hold on. The audience can correct me. I don't think Barrow said near Luntang or Luntam Maja will do. I think according to UDP at the court, right?
Diplomatic back. Diplomatic back. I know, like you just feel like you just want to rectify. Coming Barrow men for Barrow been men. Nobody's stupid here. Because government don't drag to court.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Ibrahim. Let me come in here. Let me come in here. My role here on the platform is to make sure whatever utterance is coming out here is the right thing. If you had said your insinuation was Baroyo mean, I would not argue with you, because you can do inference, but Nico Baroko. That was not Barrow's word, and it will be very irresponsible in my part. This is why I want to rectify. Yeah.
Okay, I understand that.
Yes.
But where is Barrow's going?
Exactly. I wouldn't argue with that. When it
comes to African politics, because maybe someone of Gambian court they know this, so they plant this fear into us. We cannot complain about other people. Maybe I'm involved like in an election or two, and they are playing the same game again. And they are just sometimes I need to party leader I'm sorry. They are just sometimes party like a leader. It can mean for is very important.
Yeah.
Sonko kabi sonko yaje ko wole kan die la politiko kono sonko e mine fo akola ala wole ko ya make so they defend don't take kana carte faja. But sometimes it's sad to say ninga emphasize you do kunko do torandi. Yeah, just sometimes na party leader give these people even a lead way for them to do whatever thing they want to do. Because they are communicate your words matter a lot. They are because it's a word like those people they need to go by that. But if you loosen up things, hey, it's our party is gonna even defend us. It brings you a problem. Pastor no, like but the only thing they can do to match their energy. UDP sometimes.
Okay, let me just read what Barrow said. Okay, according to Global Daily News, on the 10th of August 2021, President Adama Barrow has said his National People's Party will not file complaints at the revising court, but will defend its supporters taken there. That's what he said.
Okay.
The Independent Electoral Commission, yeah. So this is why I know that you can interpret that Barrow meant it that way, but he never said Luntawol. That's what I want to rectify. When things are said on the platform, it's my responsibility. I know some people don't like this when I do this, but I'm doing my job. No, in interpretation, I will not argue with that. You have right to interpret it. Yeah.
When they are doing something bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But if you believe in your own lies, people might take it as true.
Yeah.
UDP nyante kafu ifunya na political men na wale mko trying to be too nice to people who are not nice to you.
Maybe some people are also saying, say who is trying to be too nice.
If you take a look at like he left what killing this election of Canada. He left the prune can complain because you're UDP yeah right like newspapers go if ID government become more outside it's like come be loyal violate.
Yeah.
But the thing is the only way it be more dangerous when they can come up with this kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
Because what happened, like this last weekend, they want to trample on our success.
Of Seattle.
Seattle. They want good news, they want to step on it.
Yeah.
Because Seattle news if you want to step on somebody's good news, what you do, you come up with some ridiculous things, just to step on their good things that's going on.
True.
Because no one they be Sama sitting this whole week is your UDP for
Yeah. The newspaper has a UDP raised $111,000. So they just want to left all the Tala to try to step on it. Yeah, you're right.
They did a good job. They step on it.
Yeah.
What are we talking about today? Peter have this habit of not posting back on things. Is not right. Yaje Kabring Dr. Mani Tatiji. Ngaje kenuba foka jankunu because kunu programu nyenda nga la mwede after. Aba foka nko nati tata official kono iba fly ko ha ibe nyadi nimenkabe nimoye kandofo ikafa ko ha ntolbuka ukansifa. So Dr. Mani Fanang he doesn't want to answer that question. They can understand it. And this is something me don't go Peter no it's not true. The way you text now was Sifala, you don't validate that text to read it to somebody. And that whole, you just imagine that whole episode. There's nobody who even say anything positive about what UDP doing or what is Dr. Mani is doing. The whole text was negative. Go and listen to the last.
Which text? Sorry, which text was negative?
No, you can text on me Peter can text on me read.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to like people send texts. Interview all the text you mean is all negative.
Yeah, but Ibrahima, this is why I have variance with you guys. I think that is unfair because today when you listen to the program, he read texts that were negative towards Sirinjai, and in fact one of the texts was somebody sent a text and Peter read it, Kafaiko, Sirinjai, we don't want to listen to you, whatever you can say. There is massive corruption in the government, blah, blah, blah. I was listening. So I think what he does is he tries to read to the best of his ability, whether the text is positive or not. I'm not going to scold him on that.
There's nobody who can come to the radio show. All 10 people just go against somebody.
Okay. So you probably alleging that he was just reading the negative text messages.
He's picking pick and choose candidate.
Okay, I don't know. That's within him and God. I don't know. That's within him and God.
Yeah. Because look, they more that radio station.
Yeah.
As a Keba, as a journalist, you need to have a post back all the time. But Peter will let people get away with all. People get away with more than.
But Yalong Haklo to what this has been going on covering 2021. He did even Ibrahim Silading Ismail, he said there's a lot of garbage there. He doesn't post back.
He doesn't post back.
Yeah.
And you have
yeah.
If you remember this thing is part of the in case how he's going to go. All these things it's a plan no like a fail. How UDP not like how UDP ban the yame. Wonati na hani para la sutin tenting. Ndema bondi government can never more for it. Ndema bondi government. Because I feel like this is the tricks they want to use.
Yeah.
Coming a backfire don't need after men more like a backfire. ala buke de makon bani ala ñun de manu gambi be
yeah you parliament the government has a lot to answer. I agree with you on that.
Nde akena folo kende afo moy nka ko this doesn't make sense me yalon ko yeta ido lakino Gambia ne manyi sifalo ita mo la paramilitary station of the bunkidola like that.
Anyway, thank you, Mr. Job. Let me give chance to others. Thank you for your contribution. Appreciate it. Abaraka. Apply Dabo, please. Apply Dabo.
Yes.
Yeah, me and
yeah, how are you all? I don't know. Ibrahim Job, I think Nyominkas are going to be very happy tonight. Because I think Ibrahim Job also said Jaranka.
I think he's. I'm not sure that he's a Jaranka. Yeah, maybe he is. Yeah.
Anyway.
What are the Nyominkas going to be happy about anyway? What are they going to be happy?
No, I'm just your argument.
No, but this is Bantaba, The moment I take a post back, I always post back.
No, I know.
Almame Fanditalo, no spokesman. Yeah. Spokesperson.
Almame is very dormant because some of these things, I tell responsible.
No, I know the UDP media team will respond, but I think this is even beyond UDP.
Media team because
No, the media team will definitely react, but I think this is beyond the media team. This should go to the highest level.
It's very dormant. No, I think the executive just doing election here.
Yeah.
And until I see put in his place. Yeah, Samba code because this is serious allegation.
Yeah, very serious.
Yes, the party militants going around with arms. Are they rebel? You didn't be here, they make a rofi than weapon. So, Baromi Aronko, this Moose party, 12 Joron Look, I mean, people fought. One day, you think that people will be fear NPP. You people cannot intimidate Gambian. It's not going to be possible. Let's go to 2026. Alama ala in base museum. Because you taxis at home. Kanake, Franco Johnson. I differ with some of these things. Even Dembora Odiama, it doesn't change anything. Naiwe mean falling wrong UDP, Imankatro Fair. Yeah, wrong because in another file. But it has no impact. No impacts at all. Election Molko Yasunyale. And there are evidence there. That's what's happened. 2021. Mole Munafo. Dembora wo followed wrong as a front. Purunia electoral Sunya Mosa Fiat Lewinter because Dembo me for Latina. People are not dumb here, It has no impact. Allow Diamo 3 days for election among any that's my opinion. Because they never go for the molio from the
But Abla, if you don't mind, can I quickly interject? I think I know this could have implications on the election, but I think the bigger picture is let's forget about elections and the politics. How does this help Gambia unity of our country? We are always saying we want a united Gambia. How can leaders come out kasiolu kungo takinde nyola because ni ala nyindi amokros abe mandingo le siwo takitam ni amamandingo for dala. I just want to be correct. I try to only mention UDP, but murana ko abe mandingo le because ako fulolu jolalu sharahulolu anyin sulbe murana mafoko they are even trying to intimidate money because I tactically samana pour nyin sioli mandingo kungo kati, and this is what Gambians should resist. These people should not make us to come to kungol kataki nyola. Sirinjano nyimfo ndatina la Ablay Gambian NPP disown every well-meaning Gambian in NPP disown because NPP is propagating division in our country.
Because it's a fallacy, honestly. Puro Sirinja is here but then I think it's left to Gambians. It's left to Gambians. Mo yaloko e hakilo so de faye Cameron we faye. Yo kumomoy itanyanta alonna de. For the past almost going to 30 years. So how about trying I will not call Boro a dictator, honestly. Banko Tiari Mandafla dictator. Because I'm mantra but Purala party a deputy speaker from the National Assembly among opposition of fit somebody, yeah, the already because of his size fancy. When I see government radio to go but more do for them, Peter should have just asked him, but why the government, why the police? The police are there.
Why didn't they arrest them?
Yes,
yeah.
Because I mean, in public, it's an offense. You can be arrested.
Yeah, it's an act of criminality.
That's nonsense. It's diabolical. It's not true.
Yeah.
You know? So I think it's Peter and Tafengala. But anyway, but remember for the Gaminole came mirale, Yalon and Bodamin Kono the past years. So when she didn't come full for radio to just put more Hakalo Sunya, Hakaling Town as well as Sunya, but Miller Haklos that all Hakalo Sunya. In fact, Yemen for before, they sat no more for ye for a NPP particular.
True.
Because Wulia, sorry, Malafa, but Wulia photo Banco Samalanyato.
Tonya.
No, the Mura the same Lakonokotang, new Wulia for continue Banco. Okay, Baba sitting a position like Deputy Speaker. Me along going Alamantankala, Kusina later, Sikeno. It is leadership plan of Banco Kane because from the president, it's a vice president, speaker, deputy speaker. So it's a very important position. Purietro noble person de Kadasira de Kumokason for. So Alna Banco Jiba Benyamindal. Yes.
Abaraga Fly.
Let me just 1 minute. Yalong Ekamen Fotenko, Purka Banco, Kamorko, leadership, a good political leadership, it's a will. To unite that country can do it within Atamelafon, a good leader. So Banco Unite Nora, na Banco can hand sign, we are fine. Ning narrative Babe Santola, air connoting you Atije Taku Lidula, Tanya, anything, Gamino Lekakanyokan, different people, different from different tribal background, different religion,
I beg to differ with you. I think it is there, it's hidden. It's hidden. It's not. Yellow. Look, okay, Ablai, never come and kill him for you. Ablai, hold on. I please, Alkanam. Oh God. Sorry, guys. Please, Mal Danila. Alkanam call. Men can call from the US. Don't call me. If you call me, you disturb the program.
Let me leave the others to talk. Honestly, it doesn't. I mean, until I move, I'll move. Honestly, the men will be nyokane na Dino na neighborhood. Iba ron kan nembe nyomako kan dumale. Milialonka manka ko iboda sukil ne iboda tribe ne ibe nyokane. Anu momoko bo falena. Ane wuria fola na Africa because of this politics in dunia fego. Let me tell you that.
Ablai, I have a different. Ablai, can you hear me? Ablai, are you hearing me, Ablai? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let me just say something. I beg to differ. I know it's your opinion. I respect it. I think it is there, but it's hidden because you know that. That's very common. Coming for Santo, coming for Duma. Look, people discuss it at family levels, privately. Ima moja mona atajang ako ya kumandile ka file. So ni melka for tribalism manta Gambia abijele. Yes, molka ranyola kulioto le molka fudule, but that doesn't. Hey, ngam moja jane me alonko afudu keo. I'm telling you, I'm not going to mention the person's name. Afudu keo. Akafo yo ko atemantra interest in political. Yeah, because over UDP support. Aka ni molbe se akafo mana. So lundo waya better. Wonyi la fena la be UDP koma kam. But ni molbe siring akafo le content ate political. But amala fi UDP la. Ni molbe siring abukata ni mola kamala fi UDP la. So lungiring akema ya better. Abe UDP koma kam. Nkamol yalon to la molus ablay la mol foni tale na mol they are very interesting. Moka yalon hadaba di unka memfo adala ni menka trason mo ko le man killing. So ninga fa ko nyimantale Gambia bigele. Killing wala ka fundi publicly ka mel kacha bungol kono wala ka fundi ablay alen kana nyone ne. It is there.
No, but maybe my experience, I live here, like you live in the diaspora.
Yeah.
You come from different countries.
Yeah.
So I know what's happening in those countries. So that's why I'm talking about Bangkok.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Because
that's
of that experience. Imagine you are from Kanikunda and another village in Sankuya. You are killing each other.
No, don't tell me. Okay, Ablai, I agree with.
in some countries.
Hold on, apply. Tamam for to the level. Yes, we all agree on that. Tamam for to that level. Yeah. Alaman tangala wala. Alaman kana futa wato. Yeah. 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 But yalo Sidi Njai mentara diaspora. For Sidi Njai diaspora.
No, I don't want to talk about Sidi Njai Fogo. It's a political narrative.
Okay.
Me along
Okay.
The metal is hanging since. Let me tell you, this came into this politics diaspora in 2009.
Okay, thank you, Ablai. Thank you. Let me go to the other people as well. Mats, Bismillah. Mats, you there?
How are you and everybody?
I'm good.
You know.
Abaraka.
My brother and me for and not be like remember that all the time. You know? Like kilo babu, I don't know. Then you jump to it. If they jump to it, but then you know to save themselves. You be desperate in the book in 2026 or win because they know the main cake. The bulale normal honey dunta the smoke like a bondi. Ka itandila ko minka na ko tiara si be on be ajele minketa. Dane commission nata be aje. Itoka area council mo samba commissioner. Itoli minke wala was the minister so COVID money and it could be so these people pour the election will win. What they will if they knew the law go for it. They will try by all means for the food killer for the molecular to win this 2026 to take them go by go for Gale every time. They're not going to we're not going to leave them like that. You're not really opening they get away with it. No, I didn't get a samala. Let us see that nothing will be anybody who's 18 I tarry decide for this. Then you know not you are 18, whether you are in the Gambia, you will be diaspora for you register your cafe fine. Don't let you open. Don't let you
so mean opposition all siata barona la multi.
Yes. You fundi a cafe fine, that's all of way. Let them go out and vote.
Okay.
Let them go out and register. Because Sultani would run.
But yes, Sidin Jaila comment on you, Beola la Katakanja, Munela reactions to
it. Time will waste. Because one more they are there to make sure that you survive. Chilinja Fabakari Tombo Nyan, no, Byron Nua. You just Fatana, people were pay.
Father Hedged Fia.
Man, don't they all Namurunga Cassatori wine? I'm worried about.
Yeah, understand.
Yanni, one in front of me, I just. Sumakanam Limalena Wasa. Ni better do all the from the Kumola for Lenian Katidiale because you are lonely. The show mean Kangaman correct.
Okay, Mats Abaraka, Jerejev, Sakarubi.
Join Barokan Purukana to stay in power. Exactly. What's your Lulu Puni and in few other seats in La Fata. Baroka will winning. Well, I'm not going to look at the 18. Anybody who is 18, let him go and register and vote 2026. This is the advice that I am giving every Gambian citizen.
Thank you, Mats. Very good advice.
Let them go out and register and vote.
Thank you. Thank you for your contribution. Let me now go to my camera. My even mute trainer.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum, brother Sekum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Sister Solo, and brother Solo, and mobile platform on Toibella Morola. Lamo be content.
Yeah, abaraka.
Yalong brother Seko abala fa ka warale sometimes and any kakuyala from fola bon ibuka long from ibe kala nyame.
Badu.
La wallahi.
Sometimes
nte ni kakuyala fola bon kasile ngakumbo fan. The problem is jele UDP hani ni mandin ka kelomen bebe Gambia ni momo ko tribalism te Gambian kam fanne
ya wala kan de jaxale ni mol ko tribalism kam fa ngol lende ne tribalism e Gambia la de
adun secondly ni tribalism ko be ni mo men be ka fote ni men be ka be den de UDP len ka be den dalen ngato nya fa nyo ka be den de UDP len ni fitina chuku men bebe kerente because fitina mama ndo la mnyente fitina ko la mnyente ka be sembende UDP la adun alin kana ñun underrate yen ñun jele 2026 ye menke ni UDP man step tandu mallo sembola yellow step ta be menke la 2026 billah wallahi taala ata mo kumpala banko kandu be menke la wala be jawi ala menke 2021 because dunia le be ya lonko 2021 ñun man nte billahi brother Seko hande me alquran lande mbata kila ko ñun man election o win 2021 bar kuol tata tenne don adun ku do beje e ka muta chahano ta man ke chahano ta dum yu be ni kuma si fal men no fokante Gambia dingolo UDP dingolo mba muta kan chahano tinin pareta ni ya fo mbe ñu ñen jamale jela sainde kabo sain kata fa janni election o be sila ñu man pare folode imam pare follow me was kanyini ti wol kanali imam futa nam follow bari UDP man step ta can you see two moment for step man so nyin ko start tele follow this is just the beginning ya start lede aduma imam pare follow bi te pare la fa janne carte fa
bara nga fat yaay mute ba sorry aka eko ko bananga ka yeah
ni ko men ke UDP la ni ko men ke Gambia dingol la 2021 nim Gambia dingol mawuli lo simfulola UDP dingol mawuli billahi be men ke la 2026 wala bina was la 2021 men keta ibeni sifatam fansi kumo men naten ani beni kuma be tukutuko men naten beni fitina mamando men naten mol nyanna step talala especially sidin jay la nyin kumo UDP nyanna step talala ya start le adun nin man stop step man tala billahi ntel nga fo se mbe ba regret la janna te bay la mo mbe ba regret la janna sa Gambia be ba regret la because yemen datite be men folani bina men kela wala be wos la yemen datite.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much. Baraka back. Thank you, my camera. Iparedale diamo la levo. Are you done?
Yes, okay, it's okay because more battle.
Yeah, no, it's even 80 minutes to the midnight. Yeah, so we cooking right now in the UK right now. I know you're back. You want to add something? I'm going to be all of them.
Shirley, can I say one thing?
Yeah, before that, let me give chance to Ndai.
Just one minute in the
okay.
There's one thing for the election win and then victory defend. So UDP nyang ko nyanda wolonna. The election win le, but Africa election near election agenda defend le. So UDP will parade 2026 victory in be defend le because last week more win the man defend this win defend le. But we na le fo la fa more the new na tinga lundi more nyanto. We are not parade like a victory defend. That's what I'm gonna say.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Idi.
Yeah, certainly. Abarakabake. Yeah, certainly. I area dole fala interview to nyina tele kabrim parete diamula hakulu bulata. Ako UDP yemune ke Gambia. Dalla fi UDP defaral Gambia. It's a learning government no more bekono. Kabiring election.
Idi malafi fa time that's a dumb statement to say. That's an idiotic statement. That's the dumbest thing that somebody can say as an official. That's absolutely daft. It shows how clueless Sidinja is. Who asks the opposition what they have done for the country? Who will ask the opposition in the United Kingdom or Senegal? Because you don't pay taxpayers, don't pay stuff. The guy is just clueless, but go ahead. He's just daft.
vote because it is a very abnormal for opposition.
Yeah.
Mandate
yeah.
But the perfect example of that is what I'm like in a chairperson in a mayor.
Yeah.
You know, area council men are like development of area council. That is an example what the UDP government would look like.
Yeah.
Look at Brikama Area Council. Yankuba is in Brikama Area Council the shortest period of time. I development of Menkenodi, I changes Menkenodi. That is a perfect example for Gambians to see near full power deal UDP. What that country will look like.
Mm-hmm.
Look at KMC. Look at what is happening in KMC. Look at what Talib is able to achieve in KMC.
Mm-hmm.
That is a perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
Yet it's the same story. Yet it's the same story. That is a perfect example. Look at the environment these people are working in. They're not getting the support from the central government. We are going to work hand in hand. Banco development, aerial development. They're not getting that. But even under that condition, we are still making huge development in those areas.
Mm-hmm.
That is what a UDP government would look like. We need to make sure that men will understand because if you make it, that you don't come up. You can use the crew of one son of that way, but that is not true. It's a matter of
but let me just push back on that a bit. Yalong, when I see in your hand in the canyon for you, never got to see in TikTok. Gambian me alan go bet to do je ko tamatale kunintale they ask the stupid question e ka for UDP America Gambia so sitting jay kan mo online and he fell for the idiotic questions because ngani mem for the ikani moy Gambia doron yalla wala nante ay ngan jahali Gambian la kola ninko Gambian jama babdi man kuling inana ma moy banko Senegalais wol tita opposition nyini kay America banko kan e tubabu do jal inadete mo jela citizen opposition nyini kay America banko this stupid question ikamo Gambia drone kafuna hani in TikTok or ikamo more kaf UDP salala in the Gambia because the question is dumb. Opposition buka doku ke mansa kunda ruling even whether we are in local government ibuka banku nyininka ndolla ja Labour Party foito la manke mayorti London for naka mol mo le ka for Labour Party me kan bi nyim blame mo men beka ke these immigration issues and everything being a question be home secretary nyininka kan inane angale mo dingol mo le ka for Labour Party ale mo nek Gambia for mantra local government for other municipalities Labour le man winje for Labour man deputy also jam but ikanyem filibante ya kumo ni kunimbali ya kumo ikamo Gambia no joraka because akilo ma yiriwa wala na sidin jay fana is piggybacking on that akafo what has because akanyene moy online because molle katra jambel ko tamate kunintale be tubab du bankol le kam e tol ko tubab du bankol menje be wala banku dingo jela wayta e nyinin ka af opposition mo nekja yalla Gambia la ko bala fa watan te dinga modol moy nyala tamu dol tamata dol hani sama Buckingham Palace le te kuninna dol la modol bi je I'm sorry hani sama Buckingham Palace le te kuninna dol beta tubab du jang just whatever yeta do ko na they don't even integrate with the community even conscious imalo membe keni they go online and ask these dumb questions amaka sidin jay da malaka nyini kade you go online you ka for UDP mo nek banko kam to
make that they are politically rallying to as if there is something may along for is a milestone
yeah.
They still go with that and then it will be very even how much of a Gambian soul many are believe in that
yeah.
And they will just look at that based on those kind of so many sometimes it's very important to debunk them.
Idi hani yanyi biga nyin kata sama ya TikTok ibe mo ibe idiot do la jala ta the same question nga ñun hani mo civic education neke I kumol be surrounding ne talo because ngo hani momo foite ite yalon ko bankote kerin dunia wala nan ko Gambian olu ngake jele fe ngol ya Gambia TikTok wala nga Senegalese so dolji be jele kan iko Gambian ol niel Gambian ol TikTok la me iko they think so low of us and I don't blame them because niel na ñim platform ol fon je ka mol je ka idea sifal ka jutu Gambian ol la Jumana ka opposition no nyini ngay mo ndo ko leka banko ka na ma ke Gambia
last week this came up you remember
yeah
last week
yeah
the same from the same area. Yeah. So, like I said, I think it is just a high time.
Yeah.
Let's not just of this 5-point agenda. Let's not just do that. I think we need to go toe to toe this time around.
We are going to go toe to toe them with them.
Anything they bring, we will go to their level of understanding.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, lady.
We will stand to lose again. The mention last time because we can only use tongue. That is what it's actually. That's the language. If a minute target the whole language, you understand that. So we'll have to go down to that road with them, toe to toe. So in this time, nyaka site je fengeji. Ya na fe language you men nam para ba somebody e wala ngul la fon ye fute dame. It can do dame ni
Okay, thank you. If does anybody has a last word to say? I told me because I think 4 people are still. Yeah, go ahead.
From now on, UDP they want to do like especially new elect then you want to do so you wa he ñoom ñu wax ñu so ñoom ñëpp ñu bokk ñu sot leen man loolu laa foog ne loolu mooy faj lii okay ñooñu yëpp dañ war a jóg luñ leen wax ñoom ñëpp ñu jóg grand interview fu nekk ñu sot leen ñoom it ñu wax understand nga buñ dee nangu ñoom suñ waxee ñoom ñu noppi déedéet te ñoom ñëpp ñu ngi bëgg a nekk suñ leader soo bëggee nekk leader seewu danga koo wane de ñun bëgguñ leader boo xam ne danga nekk si plan ñuy la pousse loolu duñ ko nangu de déedéet ñun dañ bëgg a leader boo xam ne suñ waxee yow tamit danga war a jóg nga wax because yow fu mu nekk yow sa place àgga na foo xam ne yow sa wax fu moo àgga ak waxi man suma wax fu moo àgga ak yow sa wax fu moo àgga du nekk benn man foofu lay waxee ba pare gis nga yëfi weapon bi sewu UDP dañ jël lii seriously because li xew mooy mun nañoo jox weapon ñoo xam ne seen parti lañ jógee ñu solal leen UDP t-shirt ok loolu tamit UDP war na koo put into consideration ñu dem target koo xam ne non mandinka la ñu xam ko su ko defee ñu ne Gambian si lii lañ leen doon wax UDP nañ lu nekk si seen boppa bi nañ pare lu nekk ne ñii lu nekk mun nañ koo def bi mu tuddee they armed so loolu war nañoo bàyyi seen xel because sàkkee nañ ko si keesi Ousseynou Bojang bi because si keesi Ousseynou Bojang bi biñ reyee ñooñu noonu am na ko génn si ñoom mu ne léegi UDP moom jeexal na ñoom am na ko génn mu wax loolu so fu mu nekk ni wax bi jugaati na so UDP is high time lii du nekk lu easy xëy na lii dañ ko pare waaye yàlla moo leen weer xëy na mun nañoo solal seen nit UDP t-shirt bu dem
ñu jokko ammunition
mu nekk like
waaw Sidi Ndiaye moom is capable of doing anything
mu dem xam koo xam ne is dumandinka ñu ne Gambian si lii lañ leen doon wax sew loolu yëpp mun naa possible de gis nga dañ war a nekk 10 step ahead ñii sew all the time noonu lañ war de xalaatee affaire yi xaaral ma bàyyi la sew dinañ gën a wax lii si sa beneen programme bi ñëw inshallah
waaw man sa idea bi am na solo
c'est sister bi lu mu wax dëgg la mun na am lu mu wax dëgg la is ñi kenn mu leen underrate waaye the thing is UDP tam am nañ experience waaye lu mu njëkk a wax tamit ñoo am ne dañ leen vote ñu nekk si executive bi ba pare nga nekk si side PR wala xaw ma spokesperson ñoom ñoo war a jox debunk this kind of lies and allegations against UDP the moment kii def ko dañ war a jox ñoom the following day ñu nekk si headline bi ñu debunk that why they are too quiet there ba pare ñu si executive position bi I mean if you cannot run the place just quit somebody else take it that's what you should do this party suffered since 1996 so you cannot be on the position you get to lu nekk si ko parti bi yéen a ngi noppi foofu people lose their life people lose their everything in this party
Yeah.
So you cannot be in the position just dormant there. You know? Yes. Da nga wara jël sa liggéey nga def ko nga keneen jël place bi. Loolu la.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ablaye Dabo. Barakabake. Thank you, Fat Jai. Thank you, Ami Fatu. Allah Barakabake and program of Kumfala Jana sign for summer. We'll be back here tomorrow, inshallah. We will carry on this discussion. Thank you. Because it is a very serious issue.
Yeah.
And it's very sad that we have such irresponsible public officials in the Gambia. But you know what? They are banking on the fact that some people in the country will support them. And in fact, they are banking on the fact that some people will be very happy that they make these allegations against UDP because of what some people have so much dislike for United Democratic Party. Whether UDP Lungelen Tumal Digala or not, some people will celebrate it. But you know what? We just came out of a scenario and we saw how everybody behave. And now we will see how they will behave with this one. Just Nitki, if you are honest, you will just be honest. But if you are dishonest, it doesn't take long to find you out. Because this Wah Bobuno UDP started ko. Sidin Jaimo in the tribal Wah. He mentioned Fullers, mentioned Woloffs, mentioned Sarahules, Jolas. If this is not tribal, let me hear anybody comment that. Because I was listening to other lives. Nitki, when you are talking, people understand kungai farle. Don't try to make yourself I'm sitting on the fence. TikTok direct. Understand. Don't try to disguise yourself, man. I'm neutral, but so what yep, young blame one side. It's very sad in this country. That's why when I start listening to some lives, I just switch it off. Because there's so much dishonesty in this whole Gambia. You are blaming one side to say that they are having problem with every tribe. But yo latulo sa bopa, luta nyonyu nyunge denderi at nyonyu la nde ton. Yen fan ngeen nekkoon fi ben dem si yàlla toog fi has sosay fan ngeen nekkoon kan moo gën a si yéen condemn ko. But I heard some people on lives, oh yen ngeen am problem with everybody da ngeen war a xool seen boppa. Let's stop being hypocritical, man. Yow mi wax loolu, if barrage of attacks against these people is being said about yo sa tribe, would you react or will you keep it quiet? Just be fair to the people. Nit la wana ko fi demba tubab fi yen mi nekk Europe te most of the people are in Europe try nga dem sa online nga xas tubaab yi su fekkee ne yéen da ngeen min lu ngeen wax just prove c'est vous êtes wrong. Demal TikTok Angleterre nga dégg nga ne tubaab yi Angleterre da ngeen raciste yow moom soo amul kayit xëy na loolu lañ daa yelu ñu yóbbuwaale Gambia su fekkee ne amuloo kayit su fekkee ne am nga kayit nag you will have it with tubaab yi prove leen dun ngeen ne ñun dañu reactionnaire dëkk bu ngeen nekk Europe bi fii demal online nga xas tubaab yi benn yoon sax try ko doo leen ko try and you will see whether these people are reactionary. Hey, nobody wants to be attacked. Te ñun even our platforms ku ñu fi attack da nga gën a tontu man. I remember when I was at Freedom Radio, ku wax dara si Freedom Radio will come out and debunk. And other online radio fii su nit gën a wax dara si seen radio dañoo gën a tontu la si rajo bi. So tontu is not peculiar to only the Mandinkas, because there are people who are saying Mandinkas are sensitive. They react. But you are being dishonest. Because yen ku wax dara si yen da ngeen a gën a tontu. So leen bëgg a prove Sheikh Hussein is wrong. I put a challenge out here. Yow soo nekk réew tubaab ëllëg demal TikTok wala nga nekk tubaabi friend. Waxuma nga dem Gambian TikTok bi xam na tubaab bi duñ ko seetaan because su fekkee ne yow you are friends with only Gambian mun ngaa dem nga saaga tubaab bi duñ ko yëg waaye demal si London Bridge train microphone su fekkee ne Angleterre nga nekk si train station teel microphone nga saaga tubaab bi bare nga ne tubaab bi yéen da ngeen raciste and si ndax tubaab bi duñu react wala nga dem si benn rajo in UK nga wax lu ñaaw si tubaab bi hey fii kenn dofu fii yéen da ngeen a wax loo xam ne xam ngeen ne du dëgga alfonga yàlla du tooñante jang Western world jang whether America long or France or Germany momo nata jang iye tubabol maja ware Asianol attack jang Asianol ni tade comment fo Asianol be funte la rebe akla nde programme do lebe TikTok mi kon tebuka Gambia programme ol dama jibe Asian British do lebe jang ala programme malon fo mol ka jibe akataje le ka Asian Muslimol defend ate wala la programme oti anin tubabol fonke werante soto je ko ika xenophobic because angalel sai aliaje be protest against luntangol protest do bela jeng iko luntangol yela banko tale iko even muslim names on the shiat Angleterre sai iko tol be British identity they are losing it melo Angleterre you are seeing this right so lalla fitante prove la wrong alta alla social media platform to ale tubabol has wodo nal balon na ko jang tubabol eta mo janti momo e tubabo has jan sako ni de mari man si kurin maybe bete pak la wala nyam e murunde Gambia so media moda na janne alinga careful it is very shameful that Gambia has the most we have the irresponsibility to the highest degree perpetuated by NPP officials. And this is on record. Sidinja has done it. He is trying to inject tribalism because election is coming. They have nothing to offer. They have no agenda. So the only thing that they can win is trying to convince Fulas to vote for NPP. Try to convince Woloffs to vote for NPP. Try to convince Jolas to vote for NPP. This is the tactic he's deploying. And Gambians should not fall for it. But unfortunately, some people will fall for it, whether we like it or not. Some people will enjoy this. But what benefit would this to the country? We are all going to suffer. If any UDP official said what Sidinja is coming, I will come here and condemn the person. But look at the people who were condemning about Badi Yafasa. Iko Ajiyam ko Badi Yafasa. He condemned her. Because I'm all the on TikTok, they son. Iko when Ajiyam said that Badi Yafasa, there was no reaction. That's a lie. Maybe they were not on Facebook. Those of us who were on Facebook, because time about TikTok amuton. Musa Jeng wrote a big lengthy post condemning Ajiyam. Bankamani wrote a lengthy post, and there are a lot of people who came after Ajiyam. They criticized Ajiyam. So when the people go online, they don't do investigation. They don't do the needful to find out whether Lunyu was tegal anyom. They know what rek. Te dañu ragal yalla. When Ajiyam said Badi Yafasa, ñun ñoo xamne ñu ci Facebook bi, Ajiyam came on a lot of attack. But am ñu dem TikTok di wax ne bu lolu xewé ken waxut. And in fact, some people demanded apology from Ajiyam. They demanded Ajiyam should apologize and withdraw her statement. Maybe you guys were not on Facebook. Some of us were. There were some critics who said UDP should not propagate division. They even said that she was propagating division, tribal politics. Where were you guys? And now people, they go on TikTok and said there was no reaction. But in Gambia, Kumbabu Amday, Kumbabu Amodnday. Abarakabake for summer, inshallah, we will carry part 2 and we'll have open the lines. Promolina is sitting in Diamo, analyze Kotenke. Diamo Mela Malo Waratale. It is very shameful, but that is the order of the day in our country right now. Gambia is so polarized because they think that it's in dividely. Certain political parties in the opposition, they will treat with this cold shoulder because it's UDP. But near than UDP, by today they would have been on their platforms condemning. But now it's coming from NPP, falsing accusation. They will just no, it's UDP because UDP anything can do like this better. But in go, ala be na kelo kala nyale. Malola gom. Homa kanyla ban waxtula de. Why Allah the United Democratic Party reward Lale for this sacrifice we have for the country. Because I've heard some people say UDP will never rule this country. Even Sidinja said it today, they will never be majority again. As Momo Yalla. Yalla rek mo xam lu xew elek. Xawma ci naka la mo ñew, but UDP Yalla because people are rewarded for the good work. We love this country. We fought for this country. UDP salvaged this country. And you sit down here and say that you will never win election. Lu xew elek se hoseli amul ko, yo xamuloko ku nekk da nga wax sa xelaat. Yalla rek moy xew. Sometimes it can happen in miraculous ways. Yalla mbiram ken mënu ko understand. Def len danka ñu defon danka. Tuumal bu ngeen def tuumili Fatoumata Diakhoumpa Cissé jog na fi mu has UDP. That's just about 2 months ago. Mu saga UDP yep. Very few people ñoko condemn ci online. Lu ñoo condemn sosa yi ni ñuy gëna ni di condemn sosa yi gënu di condemn Fatoumata Diakhoumpa Cissé. Hey, we know the score. We are all online. Fatoumata Diakhoumpa Cissé fi la jégué mu saga sosa yep audio bi gëna leak audio mu ne cause nam la ko soy. Ñuy gëna fi di tontu sosa yi. Gënu ñu condemn Fatoumata Diakhoumpa Cissé de. Ne lu nga sax UDP correct de. te Sidi Ndiaye tamit mo ñoo tuumal boo xam ne Sidi Ndiaye xam na ne fen la so fii laay amale programme bi ba ëllëg jërëjëf ala barak
ale fonsaje de ale fonsaje muna dabo sanka baluo mbe useni dabo julale ma julo ka man la maje ni aja man la maje suluo simbene da useni masata alale ya mansandi mbaro da bodima mbaro da bodima enu mukunda da bodima alale bate jola masole bate jola aye gambia bondi bata kono imaje molu bele sewota ala be nyin kira ye maso be nyin